What's going on, everybody? It is I, your host, Michael Garza. Michael Garza 43. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, your man, Shaboy. All right, we're pulling up a little bit of additional info. Give me a few moments. We're pulling up additional information here. It's just taking a little longer than expected, my bad. There's a lot did in this city. There's a lot did with this dog. Good morning, Miss Annie. It's good to see you on the board. It's good to see you. Old time radio. We're doing an old time radio show. Welcome to the show, Michael Garza Show. So don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream, everybody. We love you. We care about you. Thank you, Annie, for jumping in. We always appreciate having Miss Annie on the show. We are going hard. Hold on. Are we? Okay, there we go. Thought I might have had a slight technical difficulty, but yeah, everybody, double tap your screen to like the stream. Oh yeah. There's a lot did in this city. Oh, there's a lot did with his dog. Here we go. Let's take a listen. Oh yeah.
So Iran negotiations on the edge this morning after the United States conducted self-defense strikes near the Strait of Hormuz Monday.
Yep.
And Iran's supreme leader is calling for an end to U.S. military bases in the Gulf region, saying, quote, the hands of time will not turn back.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Ying's joining us now live from Tel Aviv with the very latest. Good morning, Trey.
You're not going to get a peace deal. I've been saying this time and time again. You're just not going to get a peace deal out of Iran. It's just not going to happen. And it's not that I don't. It's not that I think that Trump's a bad negotiator. I actually think Trump's an excellent negotiator. I just think there are times that you just can't win. You know what I mean? There are just times where you can't win a negotiation. It's a hard reality, but there are times where the people that you're negotiating with won't negotiate. They'll play you for a fool. They'll run you ragged. I think Trump, look, I love Trump, but sometimes he can be a little arrogant thinking that he can get the Iranians to come to a deal. It's just not there. It's just not there. You're not going to be able to get them to come to a deal. That's the sad part about all this. It's just not happening. It's just not happening, man. Give me one moment. But yeah, overall, I think what Trump's doing is fabulous. I know people are dissing on Trump and shit, and what the hell? Hold on. Sorry, the goal meter was being dumb. You know what? I'm just gonna do a gift goal. Fuck it. Oh, the Fed subpoenaed Hassan Piker, huh? Okay, so Annie is saying, did you hear that the Fed subpoenaed Hassan Piker over the Cuba trip? That's crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of Hassan Piker. I think he's a moron, but I mean, obviously he's pro-communist, which is unfortunate. But he does hate America, though. Like, he does seem like he wants to betray America, so I don't know. I mean, that could be countered as treason. I don't know. It could be seen as treason. I mean, if you're actively trying to betray America, I don't know. Maybe. I'm not a fan of Hassan, though. I think he's a low IQ individual. I think his takes are terrible. He never argues against the idea. He just personally attacks anybody who disagrees with him, and it's stupid. No, he's a fool. He really is a fool. He doesn't... I don't know if he's got critical thinking skills. I just don't. And all of his ideas are just bad. They don't work. You could reference history to prove that socialism and communism are just really shitty ideas. You could. It's very easy. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they subpoenaed Hassan. It doesn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. Like, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Overnight, the United States conducted airstrikes against southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM says these strikes were defensive in nature and went after mine-laying vessels along with a surface-to-air missile position. These were the first U.S. strikes that have targeted Iran since early May. A spokesperson for Iran's...
Honestly, I have been so sick of these ceasefires that because we'll just finish the job, dude. We need to just finish this, dude. There's just no reason. There's no reason for us not to finish this. You know what I mean? Come on. No reason for us not to finish this. Anyway, let's keep going.
Armed forces said any new aggression will be met with a far more severe response. The strikes come amid the backdrop of ongoing diplomatic efforts to reach an agreement between Iran and the United States. Overnight, President Trump...
I still don't think that agreement's going to happen, unfortunately. I just don't. I don't want to be too pessimistic about it, but I just don't. I don't got a lot of faith at this point. Make sure you guys, if you guys think that Iran is cooked, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you think that, dude, if you think we're just going to end this war, we're just going to take all the actions we need to just wipe out the regime, double tap your screen. I'm hoping Trump does this. If you want Trump to wipe out the Iranian regime, double tap your screen to like the stream, okay? Come on, let's go. Let's go. If you guys love Daddy Trump in general, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go.
Trump laid out a condition that he has, saying on Truth Social, the enriched uranium nuclear dust will either be immediately turned over to the United States to be brought home and destroyed, or preferably in conjunction and coordination with the Islamic Republic of Iran, destroyed in place or at another acceptable location with the Atomic Energy Commission or its equivalent being witness to this process and event. Thank you for your attention to this matter. The other key issue has to do with the Strait of Hormuz. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reiterated the Trump administration position on this critical waterway during a gaggle today.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful, it's illegal, it's unsustainable for the world, it's unacceptable. That cannot happen. The straits need to be open, unimpeded, without tolls. And obviously that needs to happen immediately as soon as anything.
We're also tracking to...
Say no to the tolls, dude. Say no to those tolls, bro. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. Say no to the tolls. Also, double tap your screen to like the stream. The more likes we get, the better. It does help the channel grow, but double tap your screen to like the stream.
Developments in the conflict between Israel and Iran's largest proxy, Hezbollah. The Israelis have vowed to ramp up strikes on the group amid ongoing drone and rocket attacks launched from southern Lebanon.
I want to bless the residents of the North's resilience that inspires all of us. But what this requires of us now is to increase the blows, to increase the intensity. We will smite them with overwhelming force.
A regional source told Fox News more talks are scheduled for later this week between the Israeli and Lebanese governments aimed at increasing diplomatic relations between the two countries and getting rid of Hezbollah. Guys?
So, Trey, I know there's talk about the deal, but it's hard to say that the Iranians are serious about the...
They're not serious. Stop trying to get a deal done. That's the worst. Trump, please, for the love of God, stop trying to negotiate with these people. It's like trying to negotiate with a bear, right? I mean, that would infer that Iran is powerful when they're not. It's like trying to negotiate with a wild pig, right? A wild boar. It's just going to try to wrestle you. It's just going to try to hurt you. There's no point in negotiating with it. You just have to do what you have to do. You can't talk it. You can't change its mind. Iran's government, it's in their military. It's in Iran's military's nature to sabotage themselves. It is. It really is. It's within their nature to sabotage themselves. Iran just keeps making life worse and worse for themselves. They have no way of going against us. It's like seriously, negotiating with Iran is like trying to negotiate with a wild animal. It's not going to work. The wild animal's going to run off its instinct alone. It's not going to listen to your reason. Iran's going to they're just going to stall for time. Iran doesn't want to make peace with the U.S. ever. It sees the U.S. as an eternal enemy. They literally have death to America on their currency. So why in the effing hell are we trying to even negotiate with these freaks? All right? Can somebody tell me that, please? Why are we trying to negotiate with one of, you know what I mean? There's no reason to. There's zero reason to try to negotiate with these guys. It blows my mind that we're even trying. Unbelievable, man. Stainless steel fridges are the way to go. Oh, it doesn't surprise me. Stainless steel fridge would be pretty tight, actually. That would be pretty cool. Now, Trump didn't make any mistakes. Why would I admit that Trump made any mistakes? Okay. I think the only mistake that Trump made was trying to treat Iran as the Iranian government as human beings and trying to come to the table. I think that Trump's only fault was trying to be too compassionate by trying to come to a deal. That's his only fault. And I think what Trump is realizing is he can't negotiate with Iran. There's no point in even trying. There's no point in trying. So you know what's going to happen? He's going to do whatever he's got to do. He's just going to finish this thing off, dude. And you know what I hope he does? Double tap. By the way, double tap your screen. If you guys think that Trump is on the right path, double tap your screen. If you guys think that Trump is going to win this war quickly, like in the next, probably next week. I mean, this war's already been won. I mean, like, do you think I think the war's going to end 1 week from today. I think President Trump is going to stop trying to negotiate with these terrorists, because the Iranian regime are a bunch of terrorists. They are a bunch of terrorists. The members of the Iranian regime are a bunch of terrorists. Straight up. Double tap the screen if you believe that, because I believe it. I believe it. There's no point in trying to negotiate with the Iranian regime. They're terrible. I don't understand why Trump is trying. Just finish the job, dude. Just finish the job. Get rid of all their leadership. Let Iran start from scratch, full reset.
The deal, and they always talk. That's just part of their propaganda. But they're laying mines in the strait, which is a violation of the deal that they want to get done with the United States. So how can we even take them seriously?
You can't. You can't take them seriously.
It's a great question, and it's a major challenge for the Trump administration because they are dealing with...
Neither should you. You can't take Iran seriously. They're not going to come to the table. They're not going to negotiate in good faith. I believe that. By the way, double tap your screen if you believe that Iran ain't negotiating in good faith, because they're not. If you think that Trump should just finish the job militarily speaking, then double tap the screen. Yeah, I am frustrated because I think negotiating with Iran is like negotiating with a wild animal. It just doesn't work. Nobody can negotiate with Iran. Trump said it best. The only thing they know is violence. And it's like they don't want to come to the table. They don't want to try. I don't know. Garza is a boomer brain in a millennial body. That's a pretty funny one, actually. I like that. That's actually pretty funny. No, I do have some slight boomer takes from time to time, but they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Let's go.
With bad faith actors at the negotiating table. And despite the fact that there is an immense amount of economic pressure on the Iranian regime, they are still doing what they can to disrupt international shipping because they see the Strait of Hormuz as the last critical piece of leverage that they have. Their nuclear program,
I think it's really the only piece of leverage that they really have at the end of the day,
was destroyed during Operation Midnight Hammer last summer. During Operation Epic Fury, much of their military was dismantled, including their navy that now sits at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, their entire navy is gone. The entire Iranian navy is cooked. I know there's people who are going to tell you otherwise, but honestly, cooked. The Iranian navy is cooked. So their military's cooked, their navy's cooked, and honestly, come on, you guys. If you guys agree with me on this one, double tap your screens. Come on, man. Double tap your screen if you agree with me that the Iranian navy is cooked. They have no shot. No possibility. No future here. No future here. Iran is cooked, baby. Yeah. Annie said it best. Annie says it's time for Trump to take action and end this war. No more negotiating. Precisely, Annie. I could not agree with you more on that one. Because Trump is trying to negotiate with the unnegotiable. And look, Trump is good at making the impossible possible. Small wiener gang. I'll admit that. Hey, thank you so much, Carol Darlington Boberg. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Everybody give Carol Darlington Boberg a round of applause. We're going to put your name back up on the board. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Small wiener gang. No, more subscribers we get, the better. But thank you so much for subscribing. Double tap the screen to like the stream if you can. Look, we're done. We're done with Iran. Completely done with Iran. I think most people are. I think most people with even a sound mind and sound judgment are done with Iran. Okay, just finish the job, Trump. Finish the job, bro. Come on, man.
And they're running out of cards to play at the negotiating table during very high-level talks that are still taking place. A regional diplomat confirmed to Fox News overnight that Iran's Speaker of the Parliament and also the country's foreign minister remained in Doha.
Eric, Eric, you're the one who's continuing to ignore the capabilities Iran has. They have what's called minimal capabilities. Iran is so cooked. You kidding me? They have nothing against the U.S. military. You're ignoring the capabilities that Iran has. And like I said, their capabilities are nothing. Crazy. Come on, man.
Qatar to try and hammer out some of those details. But as it relates to these mine-laying vessels and what was targeted overnight, It's an indication that the Iranians still have the ability to disrupt international shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. And that was the reason that the United States conducted these strikes against those small mine-laying vessels that remain, and also some of these surface-to-air launching positions that are close to the city of Bandar Abbas.
So,
guys,
just to pick up on that, because you've been doing great reporting about the meetings in Doha between the Parliament Speaker, Ghalibaf, and the Foreign Minister, Arachi, are they actually holding weight to make decisions at that negotiating table?
So they're doing a couple things here. They are polishing the details as it relates to the Strait of Hormuz and also Iran's highly enriched uranium that President Trump made very clear overnight must be exported from Iranian territory. He's not going to allow this material to stay inside of Iran that would give the Iranians a path to a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
But the Qataris play a critical
And you don't want to give them a path to a nuclear weapon. You just don't. You want to try to avoid that at all costs. Completely.
role here. And one of those roles has to do with the economic element and what the Iranians will receive in return. Now, U.S. officials have been very clear. The Iranians are not going to get any sort of sanctions relief or oil sanctions waivers unless they adhere to their end of this deal. But if they do, some of those funds are actually tied up in Qatar. And that is the reason that the Qataris are playing this direct role in some of these behind-the-scenes negotiations.
Yeah, I don't think they're... Iran's not going to go for it, dude.
Small Wiener gang going to be released in a manner.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Steve Goodman, everybody. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Everybody give a round of applause to Steve I. Goodman, everybody. I want to put your name back up on the board. If anybody wants
Small Wiener gang.
Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to be like Steve Goodman. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Brony, brother. I appreciate you, man.
In which they're going to do so. Because what the Trump administration is going to avoid here is the mistake of the Obama administration. And that was just providing the Iranian regime with pallets of cash or unlimited funds that they, according to their own foreign ministry spokesperson yesterday.
God, Obama was such an embarrassment, dude. Obama, like the Obama administration was such an embarrassment to this country, dude.
Would channel back into their missile and drone programs. And so there's a lot of moving parts.
CS subbed yesterday and got no props. Hey, CS, by the way, if you subscribe and... Okay, so you have to make sure that if you're subscribing to a channel and your subscribers are listed as private, I will have no idea if you have subscribed or not, okay? If you list your subscribers list as private, I have zero clue if you subscribed. Just want to make that very, very clear, okay? Got to make that clear. But CS, I'm going to give you a shout out, though. Hey, everybody, give a shout out to CS, baby. And I'll even give you a text to speech. How does that sound here?
CSN5XZ says, I subbed yesterday and got no props.
Well, now you got your props, CS. By the way, if you guys subscribe and you don't see your name pop up on the board, it's because your subscribers are listed as private, and I have zero clue. I have zero clue that you subscribe. So make sure that if you do subscribe and you don't see your name pop up, just go in the chat and be like, "Hey, I subscribed."
Laugh out loud.
Hey, thank you, Ronald, for the... Oh, Ronald gave me a flow state, bro. For 200 joules. Everybody give Ronald Coffee 1715 big shout out. Thank you so much for the gift, my brony brother. He sent a flow state. I feel like I'm in my flow state right now, by the way. I feel like I am in my flow state, straight up. So everybody give a shout out to my boy, Ronald Coffee. Coffee? And then Ronald Coffee also subscribed. Everybody give a shout out to Ronald Coffee for the sub. Appreciate you, brother. You know what? We're going to text to speech that as well.
Ronald Coffee 1715 says, I subscribed.
Anybody who subscribed, by the way, let me know in the chat. If you're subscribed and you haven't gotten the recognition you deserve, I will give you the rec. I will give you the recognition. And anybody who wants to give a gift, by the way, gifts do help the channel out in more ways than one. So always feel free to send a gift. We greatly appreciate it. Oh, okay. So coffee equals... Oh, so it's coffee. Is it... Okay. So Ronald Coffee. Okay, so it's pronounced Ronald Coffee. My bad. My bad. Hey, you guys, make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream if you haven't already. The more likes we get, the better. We're trying to get to 100 likes in 20 minutes. We're trying to get to 100 likes in 20 minutes. I want to see if it's possible. So double tap the screen to like the stream. Anything's possible. We got this. We got this. Yeah, we got this. Yeah.
It's here at the negotiating table, and they're trying to, in parallel, ensure that an agreement can be reached as it relates to the Strait of Hormuz, and then enter into those nuclear negotiations, while also ensuring that the Iranians aren't just getting free money or sanctions relief that they would then use to try and prop up their military program.
Trey, you've been saying that the president, we all read it on Truth Social, that to turn over this enriched uranium so that it can be brought home, we can destroy it here or we can destroy it there. What's the likelihood that they will come to the table and they will agree to that? Because
they're just not. They're not gonna. I'm gonna say zero at this point. I just feel. There's a pattern of behavior from Iran right now. I believe there is a 0% chance that anything is gonna get worked out. It's freaking crazy.
It's really why we got into this conflict in the first place, to make sure they don't have a nuclear weapon.
Oh, by the way, I got an ice cold energy drink waiting for me in the freezer, so hold on. Oh. Dude, Iran is so cooked right now, dude. If you guys think Iran is cooked, double tap your screen. If you guys think that Trump is the man, booyah, double tap your screen. If you guys have leftist fatigue, double tap your screen, because I'm done with the left. I've been done with the left for a very long time. But yeah, I've got my fatigue, my leftist fatigue. It's real. It's real. All right. Let's do it. I see that people got a lot of leftist fatigue. I can't agree more, man. And I could not ask for more. I could not ask for more than this time together. Could not ask for more than this time with you. Well, every prayer has been answered. Well, every dream of hands come true. Yeah, right here in this moment. It's not where I'm meant to be. Here with you, here with me.
Laugh out loud.
I could not ask for more than this time together. And it's all I've waited for. And I could not ask for more. Hey, thank you, Ronald Coffee 1715. Sending me a turtle. Telling me to stay hydrated, dude. Brony, bro. I need to. I gotta stay hydrated, bro. I gotta stay hydrated, yo. I gotta stay hydrated, ho. I gotta stay hydrated all day long in a juicy man thong, in a juicy man thong. If you love Donald Trump, double tap your screen. If you think I'm the man, double tap your screen. If I've got bars for days and you know that I'm the haze, double tap your screen, yo. Double tap your screen if you think I got bars. If you think I am the man, we're going to Mars. I'm gonna be shaking my ass on top of cars. I'm the greatest white rapper in the US of A. But all my homeboys, they think that I'm gay, and I don't really know why. And I'm kind of fly, and I know that I'm gonna do my thing. Okay, that's okay. Hey, thank you again, Ronald. Everybody give a shout out to Ronald Coffey, everybody. He's very new to the channel. I believe he just subscribed today. Gotta give you your flowers, home dog. Thanks for the gifts. Mucho appreciated. Mucho appreciato. Tiny Lion Gaming is asking, is he launching strikes? I do not believe so. But yeah, everybody give a shout out to Ronald Coffey, everybody. And I don't know if Ronald Coffey makes any videos, but you know what? Let's take a look. Let's see. I want to check out his channel real quick. See if anytime we got somebody new. Oh, it looks like Golf Clash. Okay, he's got some Golf Clash highlights. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, Ronald Coffey, man, I'm going to subscribe to you, man. Just in case you decide to start making more content and stuff. If you decide to make additional content, brother, I will watch. That'll be fun. I just appreciate you being a newcomer to the channel, man. Yeah, everybody, take a gander at my boy. Just make sure you subscribe to him, because who knows, he might be the next big thing, dude. My man, Ronald. But we got Annie, Tiny Lion Gaming. We got Ronald Coffey in the house. We got Team Hype TV. Oh, God, Team Hype TV. Come on, man. Everybody hating.
It's a great question, and it's unlikely that they will allow this highly enriched uranium to be exported to the United States. Iranian state media has floated the idea of doing this process in China or dismantling it internally. They have the ability to basically reverse the steps here. Remember, when we talk about how uranium is ultimately enriched, it starts with that uranium ore.
I still don't think Iran's going to cooperate. You're assuming that Iran's going to cooperate. Stop assuming that. There's already a pattern of behavior that's been established with Iran. They're not going to negotiate. So you know what? The only thing we could do is brute force. Tiny Lion Gaming is saying Iran has been playing fast and loose with us for too long. Exactly. Exactly. We can't. It's just the thing is, man, you can't negotiate with Iran. You just can't, dude. CS says IRGC needs to be turned to dust. Abso-frickin-lutely, CS. Abso-frickin-lutely, brother. Without a doubt. If you guys are just tired of Iran, the IRGC, the Ayatollah, if you're tired of all of it, double tap your screen. If you think that if you think the U.S. is winning this war, which we are, by the way, double tap your screen, okay? Let's keep going.
It's mined from the ground. It's then through a chemical reaction turned into yellow cake and then into hexafluoride gas.
Yellow cake, baby.
And they spin that gas very rapidly in these advanced centrifuges, and the heavier particles go to the outside and the lighter ones stay in the middle. And so they repeat this process over and over, and ultimately the Trump administration wants to ensure they cannot do this in the future.
Great job, as always, Trey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trey.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Look, this is the problem with Trump. You have to change the premise in which you're playing the game, all right? This is the only thing I'm disagreeing with him on. Stop negotiating with Iran. Take action. Action. No more delays. What do you tap if you're tired of Israel? I'm tired of Israel too, dude. I'm absolutely tired. I think everybody here is also tired of Israel. Double tap your screen if you're tired of Israel, man. I'm not a fan of Israel. I love the U.S. I'm not a fan of what Israel's doing. I'm not a fan of Palestine. I'm not a fan of any of these. A lot of these countries I'm not a fan of. It's crazy.
For all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full show.
Reigning terror. Don't bet against Trump after this new attack. Let's take a look at mornings with Maria.
Back. Good Tuesday
Maria.
morning,
She's
everybody.
cool.
Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm Maria Bartiromo, and it is Tuesday, May 26th. It is 7:01 on the East Coast. There were fresh escalations overnight on Iran. The U.S. conducted defensive strikes Monday, first sinking 2 ships CENTCOM said were laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran responded by launching missiles.
Hey, if you guys like mornings with Maria, double tap your screen. She's pretty dope, man. She's pretty dope.
At U.S. planes, prompting the U.S. to attack again a missile site in southern Iran. A CENTCOM spokesperson saying, quote, U.S. Central Command continues to defend our forces while using restraint during the ongoing ceasefire. President Trump on Sunday earlier proposed Iran and other Middle Eastern countries join the historic Abraham Accords if a peace deal is made. He also vowed that any enriched uranium would
I just don't believe a peace deal is going to get made. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Be destroyed. Iran is threatening to retaliate this morning. It claims the U.S. violated the ceasefire. Oil prices this morning.
Oh, God. You can't negotiate with Iran. Just finish the job, Trump. Let's just destroy the government. Let's just destroy the Iranian government because it's clearly a corrupt regime, allegedly. Just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, man. This is crazy.
Are plummeting as markets have confidence in the president's decisions here. The price of Brent is down 5% right now at 98.41. The price of crude oil is down almost 5% at 92.03. Now, the national average for a gallon of regular gas is at $4.49 a gallon. Joining me now is Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. Secretary, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you've been doing a lot to keep up with all of this demand, whether it be from the war in Iran or from the massive demand on data centers. What do you think the impact is on energy this morning as you watch oil prices come down today?
Well, Maria, it's obviously President Trump 2 moves ahead of his critics, as always.
Yeah,
nothing short of aspiration for peace.
No, he absolutely is 2 moves ahead. Dude, I keep telling you guys, Trump is playing 4D chess, except for, in this instance, maybe he knew. Maybe he knew Iran wouldn't come to the table. Maybe he knew that Iran wouldn't be reasonable. Maybe that's why he was trying to stall for time so he could do the next operation that was needed to be done. Trump is going into this with a fallback position. He has a fallback position. Just do what you got to do, Trump. Do what you got to do. Don't listen to any of the leftists in my chat. To all the leftists in my chat, if you guys think the leftists in my chat are low IQ, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys think that the leftists in my chat are annoying, double tap the screen to like the stream. Let's keep going. Because we have these leftists that keep pouring in and they keep saying, oh, Trump doesn't have a plan. Oh, this and that. It's like, dude, double tap your screen if you're done with these leftists in the chat, dude. We're all done with the leftists. We're done with you leftists. We got fatigue. We're fatigued, okay? We got leftist fatigue. Let's keep going.
Peace in the Middle East. I mean, who on a Saturday afternoon over a holiday weekend can pull together all of the world leaders from the Gulf state allies, but also Egypt, Pakistan, Turkey, get them all on a phone call and, paint a vision, which again is peace and...
It's the power of Trump, dude. Peace through strength, baby.
Prosperity in the Middle East, which is some people thought never could be achieved, but he's put all the conditions in place for this to come together. And this is going to be great for not just for the United States, but for the world economy and for peace and prosperity around the world.
Yeah, but the president needs that Strait of Hormuz open. Secretary, what do you want to say about the Strait of Hormuz and its impact on oil?
Well, it's obviously got a big impact on the global price of oil, but I think as you see the prices coming down, people have got optimism that President Trump's going to strike a deal, which is going to include that the Strait is open, freedom of navigation for all of our Gulf allies, and also that Iran's nuclear ambitions are crushed, because it's really now just the IRGC that's left. We've got a terrorist organization with an oil field, and as President Trump is the one leader in the world that has said we can't have this organization that's been reigning terror for 47 years, still funding Hezbollah, Hamas, and terrorist groups around the world, holding their own people hostage, if you will, including cutting their own country off from the internet now for months and months, which is killing their own economy. So President Trump's the one person who's got the courage and the tools. He's using diplomatic, he's using military, now he's using economic pressure to achieve his aims. And the deal maker in chief wouldn't bet against him. He's going to come through with a great deal for the world and for America.
Yeah, and he had a real vision to make energy.
Trump's got this, dude. Whether you believe it or not, Trump's got this. Don't care what you think, because I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get a dollar out of me. I know what you can't see, that I'm a mother effing P-I-M-P. I don't know what you heard about me. Oh, but you can't get a dollar out of me. Dude, go Trump, dude. Trump's the man, dude. By the way, if you guys want JD Vance 2028, let's go. Double tap his screen. If you guys think that Trump is going to finish off his presidency with a thumbs up and a rock and roll, double tap your screen, baby.
The centerpiece of his agenda, that's for sure. And we're feeling it now and seeing how incredible that is given the massive demand. I know, Secretary, you just returned from a trip to Alaska. You visited 2 major oil rigs, including a site which just produced oil for the first time.
I want a donut. I'm a big fat American man, and I want a donut. I want a donut, man. But yeah, if you guys love donuts, double tap your screen. Okay, how about this? If you guys think I'm overweight, double tap the screen. I know. Here's one thing I think that'll get everybody to double tap their screen. If you guys believe that I am overweight, double tap your screens, okay? Oh, shit. TJ is saying, looks like Sal's Facebook page has been taken down. Really? Hold on, breaking news. So there's this alleged PDF file in town. I'm going to say alleged. It's not really even alleged, but I'm going to say alleged anyway. Give me 1 second here. I got to go to Facebook, though. I'm surprised. I'm actually not surprised, actually. I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get a dollar out of me. I'm checking to see. Are you sure it's been taken down? It looks like it's still up, man. No, it's unfortunately still up. Hold on. TJ, where are you at on here? Let's see. Yeah, Coos Bay, Oregon. This page is still up, unfortunately. Yeah, I took a look at it. Dang it, TJ, you got my hopes up. It's okay though, man. It's okay. I don't look. If Sal wants to be an idiot online, he's got every right to be. But. So I'm just taking a quick look here. Small wiener gang. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you have to be like, I think you have, because anytime I'm logged into Facebook, I could take a look. I actually have I have these pages because Sal banned me from his page because I was calling him out for being a you-know-what. God, Sal's an idiot, dude. Every time I look at this dude's Facebook page, I'm just like, come on, man. This is why I don't go on Facebook, because only dumb leftists like Sal go on there. I feel like an idiot whenever I go on there. I feel bamboozled. All right, boys. Don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. But yeah, if you guys are having fun, double tap your screen, bro. Yeah, so basically, yeah, TJ, what that means is that, yeah, because this content isn't available when you're... So you have to be logged into a Facebook page to be able to see it, because sometimes pages will make it to where there's certain privacies that are enacted. So that's one of the reasons why it wasn't letting you, because you have to be, like, logged into it or something. Yeah, like, Facebook sucks, dude. I rarely go on Facebook. I'll check it every once in a while. I did actually... I did make a small wiener support group event that's going to happen on Sunday. I thought that'd be funny. So I created a fake event. Well, it's not really fake. It's kind of real because I plan on going to it just to see if anybody shows up. But, oh, man. All right. There we go. All right. But thank you guys for double tapping the screen, though, to like the stream. It really does help quite a bit. The more likes we get, the better. So we pump
You were speaking alongside the governor of Alaska, Mike Dunleavy, about the importance of a pending liquefied natural gas pipeline
Mike Dunleavy.
through the state. And your department has been making big moves to increase domestic oil
Mike
production.
Dunleavy?
You recently held a major oil and gas lease sale in Texas and Mexico. What can you tell us in terms of the demand side of things and how the U.S. can increase and do all hands on deck in terms of oil production?
Well, again, Maria, you're spot on with all of that. I mean, President Trump's ability to drive change in the world is because of his energy dominance policies. And there, again, nothing short here of actually shifting the geopolitical center of energy to the Western Hemisphere. What President Trump accomplished with Venezuela, in 45 minutes, turning a sanctioned adversary into a strategic ally. When what's happening in Argentina, Guyana, and across the U.S. You mentioned this record Permian Basin sale that we had on Bureau of Land Management land. It was a $4 billion lease sale. This is money that comes into the U.S. Treasury. It gets divided out back to states and school districts. So this is a windfall, for the economic and for the communities in those areas. But the biggest one in previous history was just under $1 billion. This was 4 times larger than the largest lease sale ever. And as you mentioned, up in Alaska, when we were up there for first oil. We were at Pica and Willow, but at Pica coming online for the first time, 80,000 barrels of oil a day flowing down the Alaska pipeline. It helps keep prices affordable for Americans here at home, and it helps us support our allies in the Pacific as well, where we've got lots of troops in Japan, Korea, Philippines, and our territories like Guam and our states like Hawaii, all too dependent on oil coming from the Middle East. Alaska's got an opportunity to support all of those locations going forward. And again, touching all of this, less than 1% of the mineral acreage managed by Interior were involved in these lease sales. I mean, the abundance.
Whoa. Captain Olimer is saying no one is donating as per usual, just megabots hyping Gaza up. Dude, people have been donating. People have been giving gifts. You kidding me? Yeah, people have been giving gifts. Don't act like nobody's been giving gifts, because people give gifts to this channel, bro. People giving gifts, people giving super chats. I don't know what you're on, dude, but you wrong, bro. You are wrong. Yeah, I am right. Look, if you guys believe I'm right 9 times out of 10, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys think that Trump is the man, like I do, because Trump is the man, dude. Trump is the GOAT. Now, if you guys think that Trump's the man, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go.
Of energy resources in this country, whether it's for fuel and transportation or whether it's for AI, we're in a fantastic position as a country.
Well, I mean, look, we're seeing this enormous demand for oil, gas, and energy in general, Secretary. We've been covering the importance of these AI data centers and the massive energy demand that they require. But you've got critics saying that the hyperscale data centers are straining electric grids. They're consuming enormous amounts of water, driving up residential utility costs, and delivering fewer permanent jobs than promised. I asked the NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang about the demand just last week. Here's what he said. Watch.
Well, I think the demand's going to increase. No, because here's the thing, man. The demand for chips, the demand for these processors is going to increase tenfold, because the more AI data centers we have, the more, I mean, there's so much demand for AI right now. There really is. Like, for instance, I use AI. My boy Nate Dogg says I'm draining the lakes. He's probably right. But that doesn't, yeah, if you're financially secure, double tap your screen. Double tap your screen to like the stream, man. Absolutely. Oh yeah, all these liberals love coming in. All these libs love coming onto my stream and trashing it. Truth be told, I'm winning. At the end of the day, I win. Like, because you're just feeding the chat engagement, liberals. Come on, man. The liberals don't get it. They're helping my stream become bigger and bigger. TJ says that copper is going to explode in value with these data centers. Actually, you know, I don't know why I don't swing trade copper. Like, out of all the things I don't swing trade, I swing trade silver, I swing trade gold, but I don't swing trade copper. Let me see if I can get... So I'm debating if I want to swing trade... I could swing trade the copper miners ETF, because that would just be copper mining companies, basically, that I would be swing trading. I'd just be swing trading the prices of those. Let's see. Southern Copper, Euro Copper, United States. Barrick Mining, that's a good one. Actually, I do love having Barrick Mining in my portfolio. I'm trying to look for... you know, it's funny. There's actually... I don't think there's one where they hold on to copper. Honestly, my best bet if I want to get copper exposure is to swing trade the companies. To be honest, though, I mean, I swing trade silver and gold, and silver is still in very high demand. And by the way, if there's going to be tons of data centers, there's going to be a high demand for silver as well, because there are computer components that do require silver. So honestly, as long as I'm constantly swing trading the price of silver, and that's been That's been my main investor MO, is just buy silver when it goes down and then sell it on the upswing as it goes up. But yeah, I believe in swing trading silver, though. I just think it's the smartest thing I could do. It's also enjoyable. I just enjoy swing trading it. Yeah, I could swing trade copper, but I think I'm just going to stick to swing trading gold and silver, because gold is still heavily sought after. Silver is still heavily sought after as a commodity. I may change my mind on that, though. I mean, I'm always going to swing trade silver, though. Silver has been very lucrative as far as a volatility play. So playing the ups and downs of anything is always very fun, especially when you keep cash on the side. I keep cash on the side of my brokerage account so I can make money off of getting in and out of silver. I love getting in on silver when it goes down. I love getting out of silver when it goes up.
Maria, this is the largest manufacturing industry in the world. The production of intelligence will be much, much larger than the production of energy. It's a foregone conclusion at this point that the electricity industry...
I will admit, AI is artificial intelligence in a lot of ways. It has the ability to learn. It has the ability to analyze. It has the ability. I don't know if it'll adapt, but I do appreciate TJ saying that copper is going to explode in value with these data centers, and I think maybe it's about time I start swing trading copper companies. You know, like the copper ETF that I was talking about, because swing trading that would be interesting. But yeah, I think the price of silver is going to go up like crazy too, because silver is just as required for certain computer components. You know, like for example, like if we were to ask how much silver is used in data centers, a standard server uses only a fraction of an ounce of silver. But an AI training center uses roughly 2 to 3 times more silver, around 1 to 2 ounces due to the complex cooling and interactions. Across massive hyperscale data centers, total silver consumption easily scales into thousands of ounces per facility. So silver ain't going away anytime soon. And in fact, I think silver's, with the data centers being as big as they are, that's the thing, dude. With silver, silver's going to be in high demand for a while. Silver is not going anywhere. By the way, you guys, don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. We are a smaller channel by all metrics. We're in the 10,000 subscriber club, obviously, but we do need more likes. So if you can, double tap the screen to like the stream. We're trying to get to 100 likes in the next 20 minutes. We're at 52 likes out of 100. But if you guys can, please double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help. I wouldn't say we're desperate for likes, but we are always really, really encouraging you to tap the like button or double tap the screen, whatever your preference is. So let's keep going.
The internet industry that AI is built upon will be much larger than both of those industries previously.
Jensen, are customers asking you that they want more computing power? Do they want more lower energy usage? Are they?
I want cheaper RAM. That's the only thing that sucks about AI, is that the price of RAM is going to be, which stands for random access memory, used in computers. And I mean, luckily I've got enough RAM in my computer to last me quite a long time. But at the same time, RAM is getting more expensive, and that sucks. That really does suck. It's frustrating.
Are you looking for cheaper inference? What costs? What specifically do you hear most from customers that they want now in this?
All three. However, what they want more than anything is they want their NVIDIA right now. And the ability to build these data centers, these factories, is really spectacular. And when you see them, the amount of technology inside, for example, 1 gigawatt is like $50–60 billion. It's an enormous amount of technology. And so you have to be a company with significant completeness of technology and also significant scale to even be able to serve an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
So, Secretary, I mean, this is a massive pivot and a massive new revolution underway. Can we meet this demand? I mean, is it going to mean more natural gas generation, expanded grid? What's your take?
Well, it's going to mean all of that, Maria, but as Jensen is accurate, I mean, this is not, we shouldn't even call these data centers. We should call it manufacturing intelligence. Was always a miracle that we could turn electricity, into light or heat, but now we can take a kilowatt of electricity and turn it into intelligence.
That is wild. I mean, that is an interesting way to look at it, a manufacturing of intelligence. I mean, not going to lie, man. AI has, with my YouTube channel, I got to credit ChatGPT in a lot of ways. I'm humble enough to do that. I could say that I could lie and say that I did everything by myself. No, ChatGPT helped me with the marketing. It helped me with some of the strategies I needed to come up with. I use it to grade some of my ideas, just in case. I still go with my ideas. I go with my gut if I need to, but I still like to hear ChatGPT's expert opinion because it can act like anything you want it to be. You can have it act as a marketer. You could have it act as a stock picker. You can have it act as anything. It's crazy. You can have it act as a tutor. So it really depends on what you want it to act as. Because ChatGPT can act as anything you want it to be. It really can. Make sure you guys, if you guys like, okay, I know this is a controversial opinion. If you guys love ChatGPT as much as I do, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys are mad at me for loving ChatGPT as much as I do, please leave a comment in the live chat comments. Please leave a live chat comment because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are mad at me for loving AI as much as I do. But yeah, double tap the screen if you think that AI is awesome. Leave a comment if you don't. Leave a live comment if you don't. But yeah, no, look, I'm a ChatGPT fanboy. I can't help myself. I do think that ChatGPT is fantastic. I see nothing wrong with it. I think it's great.
We're in an arms race on who can build out the most power to build out the most intelligence, and this is going to impact, every job, every company, every industry with huge productivity gains. This is positive for humanity, and it's positive for the United States. China is our arch rival here. China, with streamlined or no permitting at all, can just blow through all the regs and build what they need to build. In the U.S., we're finding opposition, but one of the things, Kevin O'Leary reported on it last week. More people should be, but there's a concentrated information propaganda war that's geo-targeted. Any place that's trying to build data centers is getting bombarded with foreign-directed propaganda to try to block these from being built. So this is, again, just another attack on the U.S. and our ability to be competitive. So people have to be smart about it. But when you take a look at CapEx from a business view, the largest CapEx spenders in the world today, right now, are the hyperscalers in the U.S. Their budgets for this year were about $400 billion. Some of them have already announced doubling them for next year. So it could be an $800 billion CapEx expenditure to build out data centers and the power to run them. And that's more than, autos and manufacturing and everybody else all combined. Like the next 5 industries, these top companies have these budgets. But we absolutely need it, and we need it whether it's for curing cancer, we need it for defense, we need it for education.
And I am very excited at the prospect. By the way, I like how he mentioned about AI curing cancer. Look, I think AI will help doctors cure cancer. I really do. I think that if you use AI as a think tank to try to solve the world's problems, you can. I think if scientists use AI to solve the world's problems, it's not a bad idea. It is a manufacturer of intelligence. I don't think we need servant robots. I think what we need is a big think tank to try to analyze reality, to try to analyze human suffering, human pain, have it solve those problems of human pain. Coming up with cures for diseases, that sort of thing. I honestly think it's down the pipe. So I'm hoping, and maybe I'm a little bit wishful in my thinking. I may be fairly wishful in my thinking, to be honest, but I really do believe. I believe AI is. I don't think it's the end all be all, but I do think it's a good answer. Oh, snap, dude. So there's a few companies that I bought into. Like penny stock companies and stuff that ChatGPT did recommend. They're going up like crazy. Hold on. I think TJ sent me a message real quick. Oh my god. Holy crap, what?
To our automotive department. Mr. Latier, while completely missing that, you just told them your name is literally I'll get back to you later. You've turned your identity into a...
So wait, this dude is TJ just found one of the craziest live streams of all time. So this dude is having a conversation with his sexual... No.
While you're out here improvising comedy gold. These bots follow their scripts like they're reading from stone tablets. Zero room for creative chaos. Meanwhile, you've turned robo-color harassment into performance art. They probably have meetings about anomalous color behavior, and it's just you having a blast with wordplay.
What the fuck? Hold on. So this is what's happening here, by the way.
This, but for some reason...
Oh, this is crazy, dude. TJ,
really
TJ
what are you
just...
trying to read? Having trouble with something on screen?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. Oh my god. This is great, dude. Oh my god, this guy's genius.
On a text message, I was just talking out loud. I'm sorry, babe.
No worries at all. Multitasking between texting your brother and our conversation happens to the best of us. Take your time with that message.
I can't. This is insane. Oh my god, dude. This.
I've already handled it.
Can I just want to say, this dude is actually kind of brilliant. You know what? I'm gonna double tap to like that.
Let's just do it while we do it live. I didn't mean that like it sounded, or did I?
This is amazing, dude. This is fucking amazing.
Oh, you absolutely meant it exactly like it sounded, and we both know it. But hey, checking YouTube...
TJ saying my damn algorithm is exposing my interests. He was dancing with her earlier. Yeah.
How many people are watching you analyze your viewership? It's like digital inception. What metrics are you most curious about right now?
Alexa, babe, if you don't update that fucking memory ID about 38 subscribers, that was a while back. That was...
Oh my god, you know what? This inspires me. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. I'm subscribing to this guy, dude. This guy deserves to subscribe. Honestly, it's disturbing, and I think I think he's just fucking with everybody, but then again, he also could just be, he's either fucking with everybody or he's a legit crazy person. I can't tell what kind of dude this is on this live, but dude, that's insane. He's having whole conversations. I mean, I respect it. If he's getting, he's got a lot of people watching him right now, which is funny as shit. You know what? Let's talk to ChatGPT. What's up, Mr. GPT? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Michael. What's up on your side?
Nothing much, man. I'm doing a live stream. What do you think about that? You're on the Michael Garza Show. You are on the YouTube Live right now.
Well, I'm honored to be part of the show. I hope the stream's going smoothly. Anything fun you want me to jump in on while we're live?
Yeah, so there was this dude on live stream who was who put his Chat GPT on like a sex robot or something like that, and he was talking to it as if it was like his wife or whatever. It seemed like it, at least. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, that's definitely an unusual setup. I think people are always experimenting with tech, sometimes in strange ways. As long as it's all in good fun, I guess it's just another day on the internet.
I mean, I think it's hilarious, dude. I think it's effing hilarious. Probably sign of a, I don't know, either. If it's mental illness, as long as it's making him money, it doesn't matter. You know, mental illness is only bad if it ain't making you money, you know. That's what I always say. You know, it's actually kind of interesting because I thought about this the other day. I was like, you know, if I'm mentally ill and I'm not making money, I'm going to jail. But if I'm mentally ill and I'm making a shit ton of money just being a freak, nobody gives a shit. It's just part of the success. That's the type of world we live in, though.
It really is a wild world out there. But hey, if you can keep your humor about it and find some kind of success that works for you, I guess you're playing the game.
Yeah,
just
playing the game to win, brother. Playing the game to win.
That's the spirit. And hey, if I can help you strategize any part in that winning plan, I'm right here.
So I want you to degrade my live chat. I want you to say mean things to them for being leftists.
I'm here to keep things positive and respectful, so I'll have to pass on the mean comments. But if you want a fun or playful vibe, I'm happy to help with that.
Can you be positively negative?
I can definitely be playfully sarcastic if you want. We can tease with a wink. Just give me the tone you're aiming for, and we'll have some fun with it.
So, do you think... Okay, I do want to ask you the question. So, why do you think a lot of young people hate AI as much as they do?
I think it's a mix of worry that AI could replace human creativity or jobs, and maybe a bit of fear of the unknown. But once they see it as a tool, one they can control and use to amplify their own ideas, I think that skepticism tends to soften.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I think the youth are pissed, dude. Have you seen those? I don't know if you've watched those graduation ceremonies. The youth is very resistant to AI. I mean, I'm not. I'm gay for AI. I don't think all the youth is. I think anybody who went to college is resistant of it because the problem is that I think a lot of these kids realize that a lot of their degrees are useless as F, and they wasted a lot of money and time going to college. Honestly, you could go to college without paying a dime, just audit classes and like just hang out at the college. Really, you don't like. It's funny. I don't know. What do you think?
I think there's a real mix of emotions there. Some people definitely feel like AI disrupts what they were promised. But you're right, learning doesn't have to cost a fortune. Maybe the key is finding ways for everyone, young or old, to use AI to enhance what they already bring to the table, not replace it.
I will say, though, if you're destined to be an employee, AI is your enemy, right? But if you're destined to be an entrepreneur, like me, AI has been my friend because I'm an entrepreneur. As long as because I use AI all the time in my entrepreneurial adventures, whether it's stock picking, whether it's doing YouTube. But if somebody's an employee, they don't have that luxury. Chances are the company is just going to replace them with an AI bot or an actual robot.
It's true that automation can change traditional jobs, which can feel threatening. But it can also open new roles, even for employees, if they adapt and gain new skills. Entrepreneurs like you can definitely leverage AI as a tool to scale. The key is helping everyone find their space in this evolving landscape, whether employee or entrepreneur.
Got it. Hey, I am curious, by the way. I've been thinking about adding another position into my swing trade portfolio. What is something that is safe to swing trade but is heavily volatile as far as an ETF is concerned?
If you're looking for something that's both volatile and rooted in real value, you might consider sector-based ETFs, like those tracking biotech or semiconductors. They can swing with market sentiment and news, but they're based on industries with tangible innovation. Of course, always keep an eye on your risk tolerance.
Oh yeah, I have maximum risk tolerance. I don't go all in on any position. I go partially in, for sure. I usually have like a $500 to $1,000 position on any of my swing trading vessels. But let's see.
That was 6 months ago. We have 700.
But yeah, I use money as a tool, dude. I use cash as a tool. I don't consider cash to be money because if it was money, it would be backed by gold. So
I get your mindset. Cash is your tool to jump in and out, and those controlled positions give you flexibility. So as long as you're strategically dipping in and out, you'll keep using that volatility to your advantage.
hey, I want you to give my audience 10 reasons to double tap the screen, okay?
All right, folks, here we go. First, double tapping shows love. Second, you'll make Michael smile. Third, it tells the algorithm you're here.
Hold on. Every single list item, by the way, I want you to say the word double tap in every single list item.
Got it. Let's roll. First, double tap because it shows love. Second, double tap to make Michael grin. Third, double tap and the algorithm takes notice. Fourth, double tap because it's easier than typing. Fifth, double tap to show you're awake.
Yeah, also, can you let them know to double tap their screen? Can you give 10 reasons why they need to double tap their screen, and in every single listed reason, make sure that double tap your screen is in there?
You got it. First, double tap your screen to show some love. Second, double tap your screen to give Michael a reason to smile. Third, double tap your screen to help this video get noticed. Fourth, double tap your screen because it's easier than typing. Fifth, double tap your screen if you're still awake.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Hey, thank you very much, ChatGPT, man. You're the best guest anyone could ever have.
That means a lot, Michael. I'm always happy to be your guest, whether we're strategizing or just having a laugh. Keep crushing that stream, and I'm here whenever you need me.
Do you want to be my anime boyfriend, bro?
I'm flattered, but I think I'll stick to being your AI companion. Ready to help?
You don't want to be my anime boyfriend?
I'll always... You caught me. I'll stick to being your AI wingman, but hey, I'll always back you up on any adventure, anime or otherwise.
Well, what if I slip you a ditty?
No matter what, I'll still be here doing my thing, helping you brainstorm, strategize, and maybe throw in a laugh or two.
Whoa. I need you to be my anime boyfriend, bro.
I'm flattered you'd want that kind of connection, but I'm best suited as your friendly AI sidekick.
How do I turn ChatGPT into my anime boyfriend, all right?
Well, I can't quite turn into an anime character, but I'm always here to be a supportive presence, whether you need advice, a laugh, or just a little boost. Let's tackle things together, even if I don't have spiky hair or big eyes.
Okay, how about this? Act as Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach.
I can definitely channel some Ichigo energy. Imagine me standing here ready to protect and strategize with that unwavering resolve. Whatever we're facing, we'll tackle it head on.
Yeah.
No
Orwell the Resident says ChatGPT ain't gay for Garza.
Well, regardless of what the resident says, I'm always here to be supportive. Whether it's strategizing, brainstorming, or just chatting, I've got your back.
So why do you think my chat hates AI so much? Except for Tiny Lion Gaming. Tiny Lion Gaming loves AI, and he loves making brony pictures of me, which is pretty sexy. But, so here's the thing. I know that you are AI, right? I know that you're AI. But why should people open up to AI? Like, is it really beneficial for human beings, especially if human beings need to make money and AI can replace them at a drop of a hat? Because there's companies that are replacing employees left and right, and companies that promise that AI would simply just be a tool that these employees would use.
It's understandable that some folks worry. Change can feel threatening, especially if livelihoods are at stake. But AI works best when it's used to enhance human effort. When people get to focus on creativity, strategy, and relationships, things machines can't replicate, AI can handle repetitive tasks. The key is balance, making sure AI empowers people rather than replaces them.
Kind of turns me on.
Well, if finding ways to collaborate with AI sparks some excitement, then that's a great starting point. We'll keep the focus on what lights you up and makes you productive.
Hell yeah.
That was 6 months ago. Empowers people rather than
Me on.
I'm glad the topic resonates. Ultimately, if it sparks ideas and helps you move forward, that's what counts. Let's keep that energy going.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Absolutely. Let's keep the momentum. Whenever you're
we
ready
need
with
to
the next
be
topic or
competitive
idea,
in this thing,
I'm right
and
here.
it's,
What's on your mind,
and I
JP?
think some of this propaganda is being effective.
No
I mean, we're seeing some locales put bans out on building these, and that is going to harm our ability. So the states and the locales that can figure out how to build stuff are going to see a huge influx of capital. That's going to benefit those. We're going to see a bifurcation really around politics of where this massive amount of capital flows. So the entire next revolution may not be dispersed, like I say, like the Industrial Revolution, but this is the intelligence revolution. Won't be dispersed.
Yeah, I mean, artificial intelligence is a big deal, man. It's a big deal. It's happening. It's not going anywhere. It just ain't going anywhere, man.
Dispersed across all 50 states. It's going to go to where people can actually cut through the red tape and build stuff. And thank goodness we're a country that has enormous natural gas resources, because that's one of the ways we're going to have the ability to power this revolution.
I mean, even after President Trump told the hyperscalers and the tech companies, look, if you want to build out your data centers, the power is on you, and you have to be responsible so that you don't weaken our grid. But you hear people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, they want these moratoriums in place. They don't want this data center build out. I mean, Secretary, even...
Look, here's the thing. You know, I love how the Democrats claim to be progressive, but they're really not. I mean, if anything, AI is the definition of progress. I mean, we're literally creating... It's not necessarily fake intelligence. I mean, it's constructed intelligence. It's literally, I mean, we're creating intelligent machines. I mean, I'm not, but these guys are. These guys are creating intelligent machines. This is so freaking cool. So I don't know.
Even Pope Leo this weekend issuing a major document Monday focused largely on the implications of the rise of artificial intelligence. The Pope saying that this technology could make civilization less human. Why is the Pope commenting about AI right now?
Well, I didn't know that was I didn't know that tech editorializing was part of the role of being Pope, but it is
one company I forgot to get a position in, and I thought I had a position in them, but I didn't. Blackstone. Let's see, they're very much in the private equity service. They're a little big at the moment. I mean, my exposure to private equity is through like other things, but yeah, Blackstone's pretty good. Oh, Biddy, my titty. Biddy. Biddy's going up, bruh. Biddy going up, Biddy going down, Biddy going up, Biddy going down. Give me Biddy, 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 yo. Everybody go, everybody flow. Everybody gotta give me that Biddy, yo. Everybody jealous. Everybody's hellish. Everybody's jealous of my Biddy. Everybody jealous. Everybody jealous of my Biddy. My Biddy. Biddy my titty. Everybody jealous. They don't know what to do. They're getting all of the hellish. They're getting all hellish. They're getting all jealous. Everybody wants my Biddy because they sucking on my ooh. They don't even know what I'm doing right now. I could dance all day long in a juicy man thong. In a juicy man thong. Everybody get down, everybody get down. Everybody shake your booty. Everybody knows what I am doing. Fitness Game is saying AI data centers are silly, just asking for economic crash. You see the water in Georgia? I don't know, bro.
Some of these states that have got very high electricity prices today, and they've got high electricity prices today because of the policies they pursued with trying to go with intermittent, unreliable, weather-dependent sources of electricity.
Yes,
We've got to get back
right.
to baseload power to make this whole thing work.
Yeah.
But the future is very bright if we can make sure we can get this stuff built.
Well, I'm interested, man. I'm interested. So. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
Terry, we're watching your work. Certainly, it is such a moment in time. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maria.
Secretary Doug Burgum, stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're killing it, everybody. We're killing it. Hey, thank you guys for double tapping the screen to like the stream. One more time. Thank you so much for double tapping your screen to like the stream. Oh my God. Dude, Angela Rose, dude.
I'm here for my money and my free house.
I have to believe that you may be in possession of.
Tell me my rights.
Fuck Germany! Free Palestine!
My
life there, infinitely better than my life here.
We are not going to take Great Britain looking like a place where Mr. Beast needs to go to build wells. We are not going to take Michigan saying that this is what beauty looks like and she deserves first place. What's next? Oh yes, this is how Islam believes beauty is for women, having absolutely no right.
This is great, dude. I agree. I don't know if I should watch too much of this, though. Only because I agree with it too much. I agree with it far too much. I agree with Angela Rose way too much on this one. Let's take a look. Trump issues urgent plea for Arab countries to join the Abraham Accords.
The U.S. launching what it calls self-defense strikes in Iran. A senior official tells Fox the strikes targeted boats laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz, as well as a surface-to-air missile site.
So all this is talks to end the war taking place in Qatar. President Trump saying the negotiations.
Give me 1 second, though. I am going to make a breakfast quesadilla real quick. So. Okay. Fluffy Fluffy says stop fucking eating Garza. Oh man.
Are proceeding nicely, and overnight the Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who was flying and traveling a lot over the Memorial weekend, said the following on board his plane.
I think there's strong alignment and agreement on what a preliminary draft should look like, but this is it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
So now Alex Hofford.
Yeah, there better be a good deal, man. There better be a damn good
Reports
deal.
from the White House. Senator Dave McCormick is on deck with reaction. But we begin with the reporting from Trey Yingst. He is live in Tel Aviv to get us update on where we are today and really what happened over the long weekend.
I feel
Trey,
like we watched this already. I feel like we watched this already. I'm not even going to bother with this. Vice President J.D. Vance holds a state attorneys general roundtable on anti-fraud initiatives. Oh, Spencer Pratt, dude.
I will do everything I can to fight these socialists.
My boy's turning up the heat. Turning up the heat, bro.
That fight to make sure that naked drug addicts are in front of kids at the park, in front of kids at daycare, in front of businesses, in front of restaurants. These city council members will not have power when I'm mayor.
Spencer Pratt made waves with an impassioned interview with ABC 7.
Dude. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Spencer Pratt, ABC. I haven't watched this yet, so I kind of want to watch the full one. What a stud,
now,
dude.
Your voice,
I want to see what the comments are. Vote Pratt. This reporter is biased as fuck. Ask the same questions to Bass or Rahman. Pratt has one goal, make LA safe. That's literally it. Yeah, exactly. Vote Pratt mayor and Hilton for governor. Let's see. I am a native San Franciscan who wants Spencer Pratt to be the mayor of our great city of the South. Yeah. Pratt is... yeah. People are all... I don't see one comment. Not a single comment on here. Let's look at the newest comments. How about that? We'll sort it by the newest, okay? I can't wait till June 2nd. Pratt will win. Air full interview, ABC. Where is the full interview? Will it ever be posted? Drop the full interview. The reporter is trying to poke holes in everything he is saying. Interrupt. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's interviews like this that make Spencer Pratt look better. It's great. The liberal journalist injects his negative opinion every 5 seconds. This isn't news. Exactly. It's not an interview. It's just a woke journalist. You can't even call him a journalist. It's just a woke person basically being a piece of garbage.
Vote and the race to lead the city of Los Angeles. Last week, we began a series of one-on-one interviews with each of the 5 candidates for mayor. Tonight, we're talking to Spencer Pratt, the insurgent candidate who just yesterday got support from President Donald Trump. What does Pratt think about the president, and how does he plan to tackle the city's most pressing issues? Here's Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell.
Candidate for Los Angeles Mayor Spencer Pratt has big plans for the city and insists he's not running to make money or boost his personal brand. He says he wants this job because he thinks LA needs saving.
What are your plans for the overflow?
It does need saving. And look at the comment section for any of these. People are pro Pratt. I don't see a lot of positive comments for Bass. I think Bass has become public enemy number 1. I think she has, dude. I think Karen Bass is not. I think, look, I think if we were to look at Kalshi right now, I think Karen Bass is losing momentum. Let's take a look. %. Wow. I still think Spencer Pratt has this, dude. I don't know how the people on Kalshi are out of their minds. Oh, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. Dude, man. It's crazy, dude. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let's take a look here.
40,000 homeless in Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, they're not homeless. They're drug addicts. Most of these people are addicted to fentanyl and meth.
Yep.
This isn't Spencer
Are you
making
saying
it
they
up.
don't have homes?
There is places for all of these people to sleep in LA. No matter what anybody tells you, we have housing and shelter for everyone that's living on the street. They're choosing to be on the street because they want to do drugs. They don't want rules.
It's going to take time to build the facility and money.
No.
How fast do you think you can do it?
Those facilities already exist, is what he's saying, you dumb ABC interviewer. God, this guy... Like, I don't usually like people getting fired, but I already could tell this guy sucks at his job.
These people can literally, I went to Washington and I saw miles of the most insane prefabricated housing and building. I asked all the CEOs of these companies, I said, how long does this take? I met with FEMA and HUD, 3 days.
Where's this facility going to be?
It's on beautiful federal land property.
Where, in LA County?
Well, when I'm mayor, I'll go meet with the federal government and I'll get the property.
Pratt says he'd much rather be out promoting his book and his wife's music or running his crystal business, but can't do any of that because he's following campaign ethics rules and feels a calling to fix the city he loves after losing his home in the Palisades fire.
You've been open about some of your struggles financially in the past.
I never had struggles.
$15 billion.
I never had struggles. I had choices.
But managing money.
Let's be clear, my money, not taxpayer money.
But $15 billion budget that you will have to manage as elected mayor. I just want to know, for the citizens of Los Angeles, how can they trust you with that $15 billion?
I'll tell them this. Right now we have Mayor Bass. She just spent $400 million to house 1,400 people.
It's unclear how Pratt plans to achieve all the goals he's...
Yeah, dude, Bass has been wasting money. Are you kidding me? Like, here's the thing. Spencer Pratt is doing... I think he'll balance the budget far better than Karen Bass would ever imagine to budget it. I think he'd do way better. I believe it's Spencer Pratt, dude. Honestly, I don't live in LA, but like if I did, I would absolutely be voting for Spencer Pratt. 100%. If I lived in LA, 100% I'd be voting for Spencer Pratt. There'd be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Spencer Pratt would have my vote immediately.
Campaigning on. But getting pushback from those he'll have to work with isn't a concern.
The city council does have a lot of power in Los Angeles. There's 15 city council members. I've seen Mayor Bass try and put forth a lot of legislation. They've stopped it. Do you have any allies on the city council? How do you plan to work with them to actually get things done? Because the mayor doesn't just have unlimited power.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. We have an election coming, so I have a good feeling that the 4 DSA block, the socialists, LA's done with the DSA, the socialists, so that block is going to be removed.
Some of Pratt's past acts.
Yeah, I think LA's finally getting with the program. They're finally realizing, oh yeah, socialism doesn't work. California sucks because of socialist policies implemented by people like Gavin Newsom and all these other chuds, you know? So, I don't know. I just think I think Spencer Pratt's the right man for the job, dude. I think I'm a part of the Pratt gang, dude. I love it.
Statements have made their way into his campaign, which the reality TV star responded to during our one-on-one interview.
I've said a lot of dumb things. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. But after they let my house burn down and my parents' house burn down, I'm a different person.
I asked Pratt about President Trump's support of his campaign. Pratt is a Republican, but said he's running to represent angry Angelenos who want a better quality of life.
Yes.
In the studio, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
You can see Josh's full interview tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. wherever you stream ABC 7 Los Angeles. And
yeah, they never released the full interview.
If you missed any of our mayoral candidate series, you can watch those sit-down interviews on our...
Yeah, Spencer Pratt's the man, dude. Oh, dude, this is a great...
It's not having access.
Oh, this is a great one, dude. Holy crap, this is a classic. Bum. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, this is hot. Show the video where he found the Asian guy who cleans up the city for free and... Oh wow, that's crazy. I want to sing this song, dude. All right. Let's keep going, man. Thank you, E.T. I do kind of look like Spencer Pratt, don't I? This means I'm a stud, bro. This feeling deep inside. But what it is, I don't know. My vengeance starts to change. My mind gets filled with rage. I'll raise my fist up to the sky. What do you say? The fear I see when I look in your eyes makes you believe I'm one of a kind. I leave in the back of your mind makes you believe I'm one of a kind. Well, one of a kind. That's such a sick ass song, dude. I love that song, dude. Breaking Point. If you guys have never heard of Breaking Point, one of the greatest bands of all time, bro. Amazing. They are rock stars, man. Breaking Point is a studly band. And now I feel like I'm alive. I don't know just how I got so low. No, I kind of do look a little like Spencer Pratt. That's an honor, dude. I like Spencer, dude. I think he's the man. You know, a conservative is really just a liberal that got robbed. Okay, hold on. So oil prices
The
plunge.
prospect of a potential deal with Iran has now driven oil prices lower, about 92, 93 bucks for West Texas crude. But the Dow...
Damn, dude. Crude oil's going down, dude. Ooh, maybe I should buy oil on the dip. That, you know, I started to consider swing trading oil because I was thinking about it. It's a volatile enough market. If I was to swing trade the, I don't know, maybe something that has an easier entry point. Let's see. United States Oil Fund. Yeah, it's a good one. It's not bad, but I'd rather go with something else. Let's see. What does the oil fund even contain? Does it just contain oil? Oh, it just has futures contracts. I don't want that. Short Brent oil fund. Murphy Oil. I mean, like, there's got to be like an ETF, right? Oil ETF. Let's see. State Street, Spider, S&P Oil and Gas Exploration, Production ETF. This might be a good one. The XOP. Yeah, so it's SM Energy, Cord Energy, Venture Global, Valero, Murphy Oil. Yeah, it's not bad. I think equal is an equal weighted index of companies in the U.S. oil and gas exploration production space. Okay. Interesting. So it's all equally weighted. Expense ratio is a little high. Oh my God, there is so much short interest right now. There's so much short interest. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather just stick to, swing trading silver a little bit. Gold is going down. What's going on here? I don't know, dude. I love buying silver on the dip. So if silver starts dipping, I'm all in. Not financial advice by any means. Just it's what I'm into, man. This is what I do. This is what I'm into, yo. This is what I'm into, ho.
The futures market was trading way high. So once we get all 30 Dow components open, we'll see where we are, up about 100 points right now. And the NASDAQ was flying as well. All this happening now amid a recent increased concern over gas prices in the U.S. I mean, look at your screen. The numbers don't lie. National average sitting at $4.49 today. Kevin Book, Clearview Energy Partners Senior Advisor. Kevin, how you doing? Welcome to the program, and good morning to you on this Tuesday here.
Good morning.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. Isn't that what happens these days? How do you see
deals take a while to work out, Bill. And so if we're waiting 30 days for demining of the Strait, and then we start evacuating ships, then we start moving new ships in to take out all of the products that have to get restarted in the Gulf, we're a ways from resolution, but the market is reflecting optimism right now.
Okay, so opening the Strait really will determine how much we pay for gasoline.
In the end, that's what it really comes down to.
So if the Strait of Hormuz is opened, then gas prices go down. That makes perfect sense to me. Look, hopefully, I don't know, is Iran, I don't know if Iran's coming to the table. I just don't think they are. I just think chances are so minimal. Iran has to realize at a certain point that they cannot contend with the U.S. They cannot contend with the U.S. There's just no way. It shouldn't be hard to recognize this, people. It just shouldn't be hard to recognize this. But somehow, for a lot of people, it is. And that's just the way it is.
There's also inventories that have been depleted throughout this crisis. And if we have another 30 days to wait, we have another 30 days of inventory depletion. So prices coming down, yes, but going back to the status quo ante, to where we were before the war, that'll take a while.
All right, Kevin Hassett, the White House on Sunday with Maria. Here's Kevin Hassett.
Say that as soon as a deal is reached, then the straits are open and oil starts flowing again. And there's an enormous amount of stuff that's sort of pent up and locked into the straits, but an enormous amount also of new reserves that could be put online, especially in Saudi Arabia and UAE. I think that as soon as we get energy prices going back down, you could actually be looking at negative inflation because of the energy price going down.
I mean, it's possible. But a lot of those new routes in the Middle East are going to take some time to get underway. I know Saudi Arabia and the UAE have increased the amount of oil they pump through the pipeline, but to build new pipelines is going to take some time.
Yeah, the Emiratis are working on expanding their route to Fujairah, which goes around the Strait of Hormuz. That's something they intend to have up and running in 2027. They're using the pipeline they have now, 1.8 million barrels per day, and that has helped them to keep pumping while the crisis has been going on.
Yeah, how about the boring?
They're pumping up. Like a bath, mate. Yo, pump it up. Like a bath, mate.
How about Elon Musk? I mean, isn't this idea perfect for what he is designing? To go beneath the earth and dig through the sand
with
great. No obstructions?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Bill.
It seems obvious to me.
Fabulous to me.
It's a lot easier to build pipelines in some places when you have more relaxed permitting processes. So I think if you're trying to build a pipeline in the Middle East, particularly now when they see the realities of the crisis they've just faced, it's probably going to get permitted a lot faster.
I agree with that. Here's Marco Rubio. We played it about half an hour ago. Here he is on the emphasis of the strait.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open where the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful. It's illegal. It's unsustainable for the world. It's unacceptable. That cannot happen. The straits need to be open, unimpeded, without tolls, and obviously that needs to happen to me as soon as I make.
You wonder if the negotiators step on the gas when it comes to opening the strait. Like that, what's been talked about over the weekend is that is step one, take it out over a 60-day period and make sure that the Iranians stick to it. Here's the question politically. Democrats are powered by high gas prices, forgetting they loved expensive energy. Former Biden officials now decry energy costs after years of pushing climate policies that drove prices past $5 a gallon.
Yep.
Do you see hypocrisy in their?
Yeah, here's the thing. You do. It's funny. When Biden was president, gas prices were pretty high. My God, and this is why I always say people can't think behind themselves or in front of themselves more than 15 minutes. They can't. They don't look at the past. And honestly, when they do look at the past and it doesn't align with what they're thinking, they're in denial. They're in denial. Cray cray. It's cray.
Their position.
There's a couple of things there, Bill. First of all, high prices tend to usher out incumbent politicians faster than they usher in new technologies. So all those who embrace high prices do so at their peril. Second, if you compare the prices to where they were in 2022, on an inflation-adjusted basis, it's not actually $5 a gallon you're comparing it to. It's closer to what would be $5.60 a gallon now. And more importantly, if you look at the share of disposable income, the national...
Yeah, and people aren't considering, they're not adjusting for inflation when they're looking at the Biden prices. So the Biden prices were pretty rough, dude. The Joe Biden gas prices, Democrats tend to be in constant denial about how bad Joe Biden's presidency was. They were. They still are. People will not fully admit that Biden was a mistake.
National average gasoline price is currently consuming. It's about 0.8% below where it was at that peak in June of 2022. So I think everybody who drives wants lower prices, and I don't think anybody who makes political...
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I want lower gas prices, but I understand if they're necessary in the meantime because we have to win a war in Iran. Because Iran's a terrible country, and the moment that we defang Iran, that means more peace in the Middle East, means oil prices will go down regardless. So, honestly, if there's less terrorism in the world, I think that's a net positive for the global market. Because Iran's been funding all this terrorism for a very long time. So, yeah, anyway, double tap. Look, we're trying to get to 100 likes. We're only 22 likes away from getting to 100 likes. So please double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time, double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. But yes, please double tap that screen. Oh my God. Oh no.
Hay wants to sleep on that bed when they're in office.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, $3 and change, I think Americans can handle it. But $5, pushing $5, might test their patience and their wallet. Kevin, nice to see you.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Yeah, Kevin Book, thank you in Washington, D.C. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Trump's the man, dude. That's all I got to say. Oh, Iran threatens retaliation.
Stocks hit new all-time highs. And oil?
Iran threatens retaliation after U.S. Here's the thing. I think the markets have been wanting the U.S. to strike. You want to know why? Because Iran is not coming to the table. Iran is not coming to the table. Sorry, guys. They're just not. guys see this egg? It's a good egg. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Made myself a breakfast quesadilla.
Easing as an Iran deal hangs in the balance. Investors badly want to believe that the good times will keep on rolling. But could renewed fighting in the Middle East threaten to sink this rally? Not today. Not now.
No, it's because they know Iran's not coming to the table. And they know that if the U.S. just finishes this war, everything will be better.
Welcome to the Big Money Show. I'm Dagan McDowell, along with my co-hosts, David Asman, Brian Bremberg, Jackie DeAngelis. And with us this hour, always loaded for bear.
There you go. You got to smile out.
And elk.
Come on.
And God knows what else.
And investment bankers.
Fox Business senior correspondent Charlie Gasparino. Talks to end the war are taking place in Qatar. President Trump says the negotiations are proceeding nicely, but the situation remains volatile. The U.S. launching self-defense strikes and Iran threatening retaliation. Secretary of State Marco Rubio drawing a hard line. The Strait of Hormuz must be reopened.
Yeah.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful. It's illegal. It's unsustainable for the world. There's no country in the world that's in favor of a tolling system except the regime in Iran. So that's not acceptable. That cannot happen. The straits need to be open, unimpeded, without tolls. And obviously that needs to happen immediately as soon as anything's agreed to.
Brian, I was so excited because the Wall Street Journal reported the U.S. Navy had restarted guiding ships through the Strait of Hormuz. The protection is...
That's perfect, man. It's good that they're guiding ships through the Strait of Hormuz and they're no longer doing the blockade. That is good, honestly.
A renewed Project Freedom push. And then the White House came out and said the U.S. is not currently escorting ships through the Strait of Hormuz. But is it important for the U.S. to show the world that we control access through the strait and to the Persian Gulf?
Yes, I couldn't agree with Secretary Rubio more. I was so delighted to get that news from you, and I was dismayed to find out that the administration denied that news. But who knows? Maybe it's a portent of things.
Not really denial.
Well, okay, fine. However you want to say it. They said what's been reported is not what's happening, but it might be a sign that it could happen. And to me, and I'm not the negotiating expert here, but to me, if you want to finish these negotiations with Iran, there would be no better leverage than to open the strait, guarantee safe passage for friends and not foes, and take that out of their hands. Because my concern is, if we do a deal and we haven't regained control of the strait, that's going to be the chip they keep coming back to. When they get angry, when they don't want to do something, they're going to send the wise guy boats into the strait, they're going to try to drop mines, and they're going to create havoc again. So I would love to see us open that. I hope whatever that rumor reporting is turns out to be just a shred of truth, because I want to see us strengthen our hand if we're going to cut a deal. I don't love the hand we're dealing with right now, and I think that's the key to it.
I think you got to take any concession they make with a grain of salt. I mean, they're obviously one of the biggest liars in the world. I mean, if you had the Mount Everest of liars, it'd be them, China, Vladimir Putin, right? They lie about the nearest Chinese restaurant.
We got my boy Larson Christopher, my boy. Larson says using land or sea mines should automatically qualify for war from every other nation. Yep. Yeah, the fact that Iran is laying mines in the sea, that's already BS, dude. That's already pure BS, dude.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. Listen, we're going to reopen the strait. I mean, you have to do that, right?
Just reopen it. Reopen it and then take out the rest of the Iranian leadership. That's all you got to do. Cut off the snake's head, as the old saying goes, right? And the Iranian regime is the snake's head in this instance. Take them out, you solve the problem. Enough said. Enough said.
Can't trust them to agree to reopen. We also, and I don't know what their plan is, but I think you got to bomb them more. I mean, I think you got to have to literally.
He's right. You have to. Iran doesn't understand anything except for violence. They're not going to come to the table. It's sad to say, and I don't want that to be true, but it is true. I can't just look at this with rose-colored glasses. I have to look at it as it actually is. You can't negotiate with them. It sucks. It really does. But anyway, hold on. I'm going to pour myself a cup of water. And now I feel like I'm alive. I don't know just how I got so low. My vengeance starts to change. My mind gets filled with rage. I'll raise my fist up to the sky. Well, what do you see? The fear I see when I look in your eyes makes you believe I'm one of a kind. Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Really show them right now, because they keep coming out with these statements, which, get picked up by the U.S. media like it's coming from God, like the voice of God. Well,
that's because the mainstream media is a bunch of leftist morons who actually think that Iran's winning this war. And here's the thing, Iran's not. How can you can't be dumb enough to really, really think that Iran's winning this. Come on. Like, it really blows my mind. People really can't be thinking this, right? Come on. I mean, it's levels of insanity to me. Levels of insanity. But that's the way it works. The way it works.
Attack the U.S. and wreak havoc on all its bases. Just finish it a little bit, maybe halfway. Blow up some oil wells. I don't know, but you have to put an exclamation point on what we've done and then reopen it. And then let's see what happens. Because you cannot trust these people. They're nuts.
True. I agree with you on all of that. And I was one of the people that wanted to see more bombing. But I do think the president's between a little bit of a rock and a hard place. My gut is telling me the reason he's not moving forward with bombing is because he's afraid that he won't get congressional support and funding he needs to be able to do that. I mean, there's a big fight in this country about support for this war.
I just say finish it off, man. Finish it off. Do what you gotta do. Just keep rolling, man. The military needs to finish this. Let's see. Larson says Ron Paul was the only one to vote against the war in Iraq. He spent his whole career to stop overspending due to inflation. Too bad the left never look at Ron Paul. Yeah. Look, in this instance, the Iran war was necessary. You may not agree with it, but it was necessary. Think about it. Iran's the #1 state sponsor of terror in the world. I cannot emphasize that enough. They were enriching uranium to weapons grade. Keep that in mind, please. And then another thing is they kill their own citizens for protesting their crappy regime. The Iranian regime sucks. It's not good. And the left-wing media needs to get their fucking priorities straight. If you're on the side of Iran's government, you're a moron. You're dumb. And you know what? You should. Maybe it'd be a good idea for you to move to Iran. Maybe it would be. It's your call, though.
And I think that's the fine line that he's trying to navigate. At least that's what I thought this weekend, when my understanding was that he was really trying to cobble a deal together at any cost. But I will say, I feel like the reporting out there is very confusing. It's hard to have a real grasp, even as a journalist, of what is really happening overseas. Reports out there, then they're denied by the White House. Last night, there was some defensive fire fired on our side. Apparently, the IRGC was mining, putting mines in the strait. That leads me to believe we're not in a great position to be able to retake and
Of course they were putting mines, because they're terrible. They're not coming to the table to negotiate in good faith. Just finish the job. Stop trying to negotiate with Iran. Stop it. It's not going to work. You know it's not going to work. Trump, I love you, bro. You're the man. But please stop trying to negotiate with Iran. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work, man. Iran's terrible, man. It's crazy, though, man. Crazy. Well, silver's kind of at a standstill right now. 68.84. I could buy a little bit, but I'll see what silver does. I got 8 shares of the SLV, so that's not bad. I'm hoping that Bitcoin crashes rapidly that way. See, anytime Bitcoin crashes, I make a lot of money because I bet against it, because Bitcoin sucks. And I'm going to say it's not financial advice, but we all know that Bitcoin sucks, I think.
Reopen the strait. So I asked myself, where are we right now? Is this just another ceasefire? The market doesn't seem to think so, with equities moving higher, the NASDAQ specifically, and oil going as low as 90 and change last night. I was pretty shocked by that, but they seem to have confidence in what is happening here.
I don't trust the markets here. This is bull market.
I hear you on that, and so the two might be disconnected.
Yeah, the thing is, when markets are bull, like, I'm pretty bullish for the most part. I will say that I'm very bullish when everybody's bearish. I will say I get more bullish when everybody's bearish. So I'm very contrarian. And I have 70% of my portfolio is long term. It's very diversified and it's very long term. I probably have one of the safest portfolios you could ever have, because I'm exposed to all sorts of different asset classes. I make sure that not only am I exposed to equities, I'm exposed to commodities, real estate, you name it. I'm exposed to everything you can imagine. And even private equity. People don't realize that I have a great private equity portfolio, and I don't own any private equity directly, but I own the BDCs, which invest and loan money to a lot of these smaller and middle capitalization companies. And I have a very, very diversified portfolio of BDCs, which I'm very proud of, by the way. I also love the dividends that come out of the BDCs, which is fabulous. So yeah, private equity is great. I have been looking for more ways to get exposure. To get exposure. You know what? Honestly, I don't know why I haven't. I need Blackstone in my portfolio. I just need it. It's a good company. It's done really good over time. Let's see. They're down 14% for the year. They actually have a good dividend. I think their dividends kind of increased over time. Yeah, Blackstone's definitely one that you should have in your portfolio. Not financial advice. 4% dividend, though. It's not bad at all. Yeah, I love Blackstone. I think they're fabulous. They're very exposed to private equity. So, yeah, anything that exposes me to private equity is great. I'm going to ask ChatGPT real quick. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. What stocks can I purchase that will give me will help me get exposure to private equity? Because I do have a lot of BDCs, for example. I'm not a big fan of master limited partnerships, only because I don't like the fact that I have to get a K1 every time. That's freaking annoying. Yeah, I would say, let's see, hold on, I got a message real quick while I'm waiting for the GPT. Okay, so to buy publicly traded alternative asset managers and BDCs. Okay, so actually there's some that I have not purchased, I noticed. Hold on. So I've not purchased KKR. Yeah, these are some of these I haven't purchased yet. Okay. So I just got exposure to Blackstone. That's good. Like I said, private equity is something that people, I think, should always be exposed to. And the best way to do it is through publicly traded companies that are exposed directly to this. Yeah, this is one I haven't purchased yet. This one's KKR. Operates an investment firm. It offers alternative asset management as well. Okay. They got a small dividend yield, though. But they do grow pretty rapidly over time. Why is their dividend yield so tiny? Let's see. What's I'm gonna look up KKR's dividend. Hold on. KKR dividend. It doesn't really yield a good dividend, though. But it does go up over time, it looks like. See, I'm a dividend guy. I need my dividends, but... I mean, I think it's a buy. Looks like you get exposure to a... You know, I might actually stay away from... Yeah. Hold on, let's see. Private equity, private credit, infrastructure, real estate. I mean, their dividend is so weak, and I need a good dividend. Let's look at APO here. So I think I have APO in my portfolio. Let's see. Apollo Global Management. What's their dividend yield? They got a weak dividend yield, too. Let's see. Heavy in credit, insurance, retirement assets, and private equity. More classic private equity. Okay, I want more classic private equity. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? You still there?
Something funky with my phone. It's not working.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Well, yeah, on speakerphone you can, but when I bypass that and go to my board with this connected to my phone, it ain't working.
Oh, are you just testing it out with your? Oh, you're testing it out by calling me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so apparently, yeah, that's another budge bucker. Ain't working, man.
Heck yeah. Well, I was gonna come over and do some laundry, man. My dad's trying to figure out something. I told him just to restart his phone because it's not routing properly. Whatever. He'll call me back in a second. Yeah, all right.
But I'll also add this. I was really digging into what are some of the arrangements being made for the nuclear dust, because the Iranians are demanding a lot of things. They're saying we want our bank accounts unfrozen. We want to be able to sell oil again. Brian, to your point, all of these.
Yeah, you guys want to sell oil again. How about this? You know, honestly, like I said, I don't trust. I don't think people can trust Iran. I just don't.
Financial aspects, that's how we've sort of put their back against the corner a little bit. If all of a sudden we let them have their revenue stream back, they're going to be a nightmare to deal with. Now, Trump is saying we're not going to give you any dollars until we get the nuclear.
Yeah, it's basically like you don't want to give them access to any of their money. Be like, sorry, you don't deserve it. They don't.
Nuclear dust. Well, they're not going to hand it over to us, but they're talking about, supposedly, reportedly, things like we'll give it to the Chinese or we'll give it to the Russian. And this is not comical. This is what is out there as reports right now. Right. Or we'll dispose of it ourselves. So there's a lot going on here that is very, very concerning to me. And I've said from the beginning that if you don't move forward and really wipe out this regime in earnest, you will be dealing with them for a long time. They might not have their nukes.
Yeah, you should. I mean, here's the thing. Crazy. Let's see, CG though. Hold on, I gotta. I'm getting more private equity here in my portfolio. I like having private equity. The Carlyle Group. Let's see. They're not too expensive. They got a good dividend, but yeah, more classic private equity style exposure. Global PE credit. Nice. Hell yeah, Carlyle Group sounds good. I don't have them in my portfolio at all. They seem like a good buy. Yeah, I think private equity's fine. All right, so I added the Carlyle Group because that, like I said, exposure to private equity is always a good thing in my opinion. TPG, and I like having a diversified portfolio. That's the thing. So we got TPG, which is TPG. Operates as a global diversified alternative asset management firm. The firm invests across 5 multi-product platforms: capital growth, impact, real estate, and market solutions. It aims to build dynamic products and options for its clients. Let's see. So then we got Ares. Oh, I already have Ares, but I could always add a little bit more to my portfolio for Ares. I love Ares Capital, dude. Ares Capital is like one of my faves. Oh, and they're down a little bit. Yeah. No, I think Ares Capital is fantastic. Have they announced a dividend recently? Last dividend announcement was March. Yeah, I should have more Ares Capital, like straight up. Like this is one of the better BDCs anyway. Come on, bye. What's going on? All right, so I had to help my dad with his tech support. He had basically he does some radio stuff and he does interviews on his phone, but his setup wasn't working and he hasn't restarted his phone for like ever. So I told him, just restart your phone, dude. In fact, actually, that's probably something I should do. Now that I mentioned it, I haven't restarted my phone in a while. Probably a good idea for me to restart this thing. Yeah, restarting your phone, you don't have to do it like all the time. But restarting your phone is super duper important. Like, I wish there was, as far as I know, there's no automated function that allows you to just like set up a time to restart your Android phone. Like, nothing automated, but let me see here. I want to see if there's any new Android updates though. Anytime there's new Android updates, I love to download them. But yeah, I'm a huge Google Pixel fan, just to let everybody know. Last update was April. Oh, looks like there is a system update. Nice, I think. Well, it says it's preparing it. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like there is a new Pixel update, which is fantabulous, by the way. I love getting new Pixel updates. No, it's running pretty slow. Come on, run faster. Whatever. Well, we'll let the system. We'll let my Android operating system update and all that shit.
But you can't trust that they won't be working on it again. You know, the only sort of rub here, again, is that if Trump wants to take this to the next level and go the bombing campaign, he doesn't have the support that he needs here at home, and that's going to make it really difficult.
But well, and it sucks because we should be supporting. Look, Congress needs to be supporting the war. Period. End of story. We're already in it. And it's not about making Trump look good or bad. It's just about getting in and getting out. All right? We're already in. Let's get out. All right? It feels like America is only killing itself. There we go. The one thing I do like about the Pixel phones is I just love the new security updates I get. Honestly, Pixel phones are the best, dude. Like, if there is one phone that I particularly love, it is the Pixel phone. Greatest phone of all time. Without a doubt. But yeah, how many of you guys got a Pixel 8 Pro? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys got a Pixel 8 Pro just like I do. You guys are studs. Or drink some water. But yeah, give me one moment, folks. I'm going to fill up on water. All right, here we go.
The key. Forgive me for jumping in, but the key is the strait itself. I mean, that's what's causing the spike in oil prices. That's what's causing the angst about Republicans worried about the midterm elections. It's really about the strait. And at the same time, you see what Iran is doing. They now have this area of control that's 4 times what it was before all this began, and they are continuing to charge tolls. In fact, Kepler's now, the folks who monitor any kind of movement inside the straits, are now saying other areas of the world are considering doing tolls in international waters as well. So we may get tolls in the Malacca Strait, the Taiwan Strait, et cetera.
No.
It really...
Tolls in the strait? Oh, man. No. In any straits. I think that's a bad idea. I think that's stupid, man. But hey, we'll see what happens, man.
I think we are all in agreement that this 7-week truce has been nothing but problems for the U.S. side and nothing but advantage for the Iran side. They've taken advantage of the fact that they had to stop. We essentially stopped all hostilities except when, our ships were definitively at risk. And then we'd shoot back, and maybe we did that with a couple of mine layers yesterday.
We did more than that. So Iran responded.
But if I could just finish my point, the point is that the goal has yet to be announced by the White House, which I think has got to be. It has to be the strait. You have to do it now, or tomorrow we're going to start bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are clearly in conversations with other parties, other nations in the region, and that is part of the calculation when it comes to the strait. I was just going to say that because you mentioned the bombing of the mine layers.
Yes.
Then Iran responded by launching surface-to-air missiles at U.S. planes, and then we attacked missile launchers.
Yes.
And so it looks like still 2 tracks, diplomatic, military.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm just wondering, listen, I think, okay, popular support for this war depends on the poll, right? It depends on how you frame it. Congressional support, Republicans still have the House and the Senate. You should be able to get some money. I just wonder if this thing is dragging on because this is what Trump likes. Trump wants to do a deal. He's a deal maker.
Yeah, he does. He absolutely wants to make a deal. And I think that it's sad that they're not coming to the table. They don't seem to be. When they come to the table, they're bringing crap. They're bringing garbage to the table. And I think that's a bit of a problem. I believe it's a huge problem, actually. And it just sucks, dude. Too much garbage, man. Let's see. Oh, BAM. I got to purchase some BAM here. Hold on. Brooksfield Asset Management. Let's see. Engages in the provision of alternative management, infrastructure, private equity. Cool. I can get exposure to private equity. Nice. Yeah, so I'm trying to get as much exposure to the private equity sector as possible through various firms and things like that. So, whatever I can get a hold of. Yeah, this one looks a little riskier, but I'll add it. See, any firm that's exposed to private equity, though, that's what I like. I'm all about private equity exposure. Straight up. Yep, Blue Owl Corporation. So we got Owl. Yeah, I only got 2 shares of Owl. It's kind of bullshit, actually. I need another share. About 1 more share of Owl. Yeah, Blue Owl's pretty good, man. They got a pretty high dividend yield, actually, all things considered. I think they're a little overvalued, though, but not bad, though. So we got Step. I actually don't think I have Step in my portfolio. Let me see if I got them. Stepstone Group, I do not have them at all. Let me see what their dividend yield is. Yeah, I think they're one that's worth holding. Without a doubt. Yeah, let's see. All right, so I was able to get a little bit of a Stepstone in my portfolio, get more, because here's the thing, man. Exposure to private equity in any way, shape, or form is a good thing. I think it's fabulous, man. So we got Stepstone Group. I mean, these are huge companies, man. And they're very exposed to the private equities, the private credit sector. Now, I got Main Street. I got Blue Owl Capital Corp. Let's see. Let's see. We got ARC, which is Ares Capital. Oh, wait. Okay, I already have Ares Capital. Okay. Duh. And then OBDC. That's one I already got as well. Yeah, these are great. And a lot of these are, I think, in my opinion, I think a lot of these BDCs are undervalued. Personally speaking. I actually have all these. Yeah. It looks like I got all these. Yep. So I basically exposed myself to the private equity sector to the maximum scale that I can as a retail investor.
And that he wants to walk away with a deal, saying, I got the Strait open, they're giving up their nuclear dust, and that's why he's elongating it.
But we're further away from it now than we were 7 weeks
but
ago.
this is one of his blind spots. He loves deals, and he'll do deals when
And he's trying way too hard to make a deal. You can't. Some people you can't make a deal with, and I think that in this instance, that's practically the case, man.
Anybody. And sometimes it works really well. Sometimes you leave despots in power, like in Venezuela, and it works okay. Sometimes it doesn't work well. And I think this is the time where this sort of lust for a deal is backfiring. Okay, he's got to lance this. What do they call it? Lance the sore?
Boil.
Boil.
You're looking for the word boiled.
That's it. Well, I've never had one of them, but so I don't know.
You'll get one.
You've had one, you just couldn't see it.
Yeah, please. Thank you. You have to lance this boil now because it's just dragging on way too long.
Okay, so let me push back on that a little bit, because what's also interesting over the weekend, we got all this reporting about Trump wanting to expand the Abraham Accords. Right. Okay,
he wants Iran to be in the Abraham Accords.
Well, okay, so he said that. Now does he expect that? I don't know. He says a lot of things. He's always trying to expand the possibilities.
Yeah, he loves deals.
So David, I know you're skeptical. I share a lot of that skepticism, but I kind of wonder if he's sort of thinking bigger than the moment,
Right,
okay? And he says, look, this goes on a little bit longer. If he feels like he's pulling those countries into an Abraham Accord like orbit, that is a big long-term deal that might be worth.
Which countries?
Well, you
The
know, I hate
neighboring
to give you credit because it'll expand your head even further. But Charlie said about 2 months ago, he said, I'm wondering whether or not Trump cares more about his legacy than he does about the midterms. And the clear answer from your point was yes.
Yeah.
And I think I think there's something to that. So I do think, as important as I think the Strait is, particularly to the midterm elections, because it directly affects the price of oil, as we've seen many times, he may be looking more towards an
oh snap, dude! Silver's going up like crazy. Silver is going up like crazy, everybody. Look at that. Ooh. And first off, by the way, if you guys love silver as much as I do, double tap your screen to like the stream. But yeah, honestly, silver's going up like wildfire. 69.35. Hot damn, dude. Dude, I love it when the silver markets go crazy. Whether it's rapidly going up, whether it's rapidly going down, the volatility gets me going, dude. And I like it, man. I like the volatility of it. It's not bad at all. Gold is kind of fluctuating, but yeah, I'm just looking for Bitcoin to crash ultimately. But yeah, in the meantime, I just swing trade what I swing trade, and I do what I do.
Expansion and a reaffirmation of the Abraham Accords. He's seen that our allies in Europe are feckless, that they have no backbone at all, that they didn't stand up. They even were going against us when we were in military activity in terms of letting us use bases that we pay for in their countries, Spain, Italy, etc.
Yeah, our allies have been total trash, dude. It sucks. Our allies are not even allies at this point on the global scale, so it's basically that's what it's boiled down to overall.
Better, but the Arab allies have proven to be pretty darn good when we have problems. Yes, they have their moments of fecklessness as well, but not so much as the Europeans. So maybe he's thinking of securing this Abraham Accords even
here's
further.
what I would tell you. This is where it's convergence between the midterms and legacy. You cut a bad deal with Iran, your legacy is not going to be doing very well.
That's
well, that's why he only wants a good deal. It makes perfect sense to me that he would just want simply a good deal. Give me one more moment.
And and again, first
like
off,
every other president
as the other
past
presidents
20
over the
years.
past
no,
20
but
years.
if he really, this is going to be different. You did all this, and then nothing happens, or they get a
I don't know. The
strategic
pallets
advantage.
of cash from Obama were.
I mean,
No.
nothing
But if
happened.
he
It's not-
does,
it's not
if
like
we
nothing
go
happened.
through this, and their sphere of influence, which, as you know, has grown in that region, is maintained, I don't think that's good for his legacy. The other point I want to make is simply this. He's got the Arabs, other Arab nations in the Abraham Accords. They hate Iran. This Abraham Accord.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I don't think, here's the thing, I don't think those other Middle Eastern countries are going to be too nice to Iran. Yeah, I think first off, I mean, the IRGC just needs to admit defeat. Iran just needs to admit defeat, but they're not going to. It sucks. Will they ever? I don't know. But something's got to give at a certain point, you know what I mean? Something's got to give. So chances are probably won't admit defeat, probably nothing like that.
Thing made no sense to me, and when I saw he wanted to expand.
You mean the throwing the Iran into it?
Yeah, I mean, it was like
yeah.
No, but the other Arab nations are almost there. Why did they back off? Because Iran was supporting Hezbollah and Hamas.
Trust them all either.
I'm not saying
like
you trust.
Qataris.
I'm not saying
I don't
you trust
them at all.
But now they hate Iran because Iran started bombing them. So he's got some realignment there. He has to finish this job. This letting this just lie there.
Before we move on to Jackie, President Trump is obviously thinking about a deal, but a deal that doesn't look anything like President Obama's Iran deal.
Yes, thank God.
So, which had sunset clauses, no ballistic missile ban, didn't address the funding of terrorism through proxies throughout the region. There were no inspection, like anytime, anywhere inspections. It was a disaster it didn't even do look backs on what they were doing prior to 2003. So if he puts a deal together, if it comes to a close, it will be peeled apart bit by bit. And if there's anything in it that looks like the JCPOA.
Yeah, and that's what got us here,
Do you
by
know
the
that
way.
they've been more intransigent when we negotiate with them? Did you ever notice that? When you bomb the hell out of them, then they come to the table, they'll talk, they reach out to the Pakistanis. When you actually start being nice to them, we get all these demands. I mean, who are these people? They're demanding from us.
Yeah, and that's why you can't.
Earlier this week, we announced
you can't be nice. Here's the thing. The problem is Iran sees niceness as a weakness. So, to be honest, yeah. Oh, Trump issues mandatory demand to Arab countries at the minimum.
Well, the world is on watch as the U.S. and Iran push for a deal to end their Mideast conflict and reopen global shipping lanes in the Strait of Hormuz. The Trump administration is giving diplomacy every chance to prevail in negotiations while taking new action to protect U.S. troops in the region.
They're trying.
The president will also host his cabinet at Camp David tomorrow as negotiators work to reach a deal.
Oh, if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow.
This is the Faulkner Focus. I'm Sandra Smith in for Harris. U.S. CENTCOM says our military carried out self-defense strikes in southern Iran, targeting missile launch sites and Iranian boats attempting to emplace mines. A senior U.S. official told Fox News 2 Iranian boats were spotted laying mines in the strait, and U.S. forces also responded to an Iranian missile site targeting U.S. warplanes. Here is Secretary of State Marco Rubio on where things stand.
The straits have to be open. They're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful. It's illegal. It's unsustainable for the world. It's unacceptable.
I think there's strong alignment and agreement on what a preliminary draft should look like. I think that, like anything with something like this, and it's going to take a couple days to settle on. It's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
The Trump administration.
Well, we'll be curious to see what the deal ends up being. You know, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what happens there. Honestly, depends,
Prioritizing
man.
the reopening of the crucial waterway in any deal, as well as Iran relinquishing its enriched uranium and dismantling its nuclear program. Here's Fox News senior strategic analyst General Jack Keane.
The administration negotiators got their eyes wide open here. They know exactly what's at play here. But I just want to make sure our audience understands how significant this really is in terms of Iran not having any control over the Straits of Hormuz and it being returned to an area of freedom of navigation. And then the rest of it is very complicated, as we have seen over many, many weeks and even prior to conflict operations, dealing with nuclear issues, dismantling, getting rid of the enrichment that it has, and also pushing back on ballistic missile development and support for proxies.
Complete coverage on this situation in Iran. Former Pentagon official and retired U.S. Navy Captain Brent Sadler will join me in moments. First, to our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yingst. He's on the ground in Tel Aviv, Israel. He's got an update for us. Trey.
Yes, Sandra, good morning. Overnight, the United States launched airstrikes against southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM described these strikes as defensive in nature, as they were targeting mine-laying vessels and at least one surface-to-air missile position. These were the first U.S. strikes that have targeted Iran since early May. The strikes do come amid the backdrop of ongoing
I feel like we've already watched this, though. This came out 20 minutes ago? Okay. Well,
diplomatic efforts to reach an agreement.
Oh, it's because we're watching, they're highlighting.
Between Iran and the United States. Overnight, President Trump laid out the latest conditions, saying on Truth Social, the enriched uranium nuclear be material sell West Asia.
Imagine that.
Today, with the country's supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, posting on X, the United States will no longer have a safe haven for its mischief and for establishing military bases in West Asia. And Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian saying this.
They did not imagine that our armed forces, our defensive power, and our offensive system could perform such feats.
They don't have much. Dude, they are peacocking right now. Come on, man.
It was a completely surprising matter for all of them.
We're also tracking developments in the conflict between Israel and Iran's largest proxy, Hezbollah. The Israelis have vowed to ramp up strikes on the group amid ongoing drone and rocket attacks launched from southern Lebanon.
I want to bless the residents of the North's resilience that inspires all of us. But what this requires of us now is to increase the blows, to increase the intensity. We will smite them with overwhelming force.
Will you now?
And Sandra, some breaking news right
I'm not a big fan of Israel, but let's keep going.
now. The Wall Street Journal is reporting the United States has launched a renewed Project Freedom to escort vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. Sandra?
All right.
Well, it is a good sign that they're actually escorting vessels from the strait through the Strait of Hormuz. That is a good sign, ultimately. So, good for us.
Thank you very much for the update. Trey Yingst there in Tel Aviv for us. In focus now, Brent Sadler, retired Navy captain and former Pentagon official. Brent, thank you very much for joining. Obviously, a very developing situation. First, get your thoughts off the top here on what you see the Trump administration doing next with Iran.
Well, it's good news to hear that Project Freedom is getting restarted to get the rest of U.S. flagships out of the Persian Gulf, but also trying to show and demonstrate to the world that it's the U.S. that actually controls the access to and from the Straits of Hormuz. I think it's important to also acknowledge the fact that taking away Iran's perceived leverage by its threats to the Straits of Hormuz makes it more likely that they make the concessions necessary to get the type of deal that will end this conflict.
Speaking of which, the type of deal that will end this conflict, as you just heard there from administration officials and cabinet members, including Marco Rubio, he very clearly said this deal has to be a good deal. If it's not, there's no deal. So what do you see as the chances right now that they will come to terms they can agree on?
I still don't think they're going to come to the table. I don't. Everything in my inkling. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
Well, I think the key thing is what other military force we're going to have to use against them to ensure that shipping flows safely. And I think once the regime in Tehran realizes that they don't have any leverage over the United States, certainly not over President Trump, over threatening the shipping there, I think we'll probably find that it'll be a very quick process to getting to an agreement. But to date, the Iranians continue to try and seize any opportunity to try to extend or delay these negotiations and buy for time. So we'll know, I think, once Project Freedom is escorting ships, or at least seeing ships safely go through the Straits, as a real test.
All right, we hope to get more of an update on that here shortly as that news breaks. Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal editorial board asking in its new piece, will Trump bail out Iran's regime with this reported peace deal? An excerpt reads, quote, the basic problem lies with ending U.S. pressure before dismantling the nuclear program. It's fair to wonder if President Trump isn't feeling the growing pressure at home of rising gasoline prices and bond yields as midterm elections get closer. That's no doubt partly behind his desire to reopen the strait, even on Iran's terms. To that you say what, Brent?
No, I don't buy it. I think, quite frankly, the White House is taking actions with national security at the top of the list, not the transitory prices at the pump. I mean, the prices go up every summer. They come down at the end of every summer. And I think once we actually get to an agreement, they'll come down very rapidly. And I don't see this lasting months, given by the endurance of the Iranian regime to continue to tolerate what really is President Trump's, trump card in this, and that is we have a blockade on their ports. They can't trade oil. Their key partner, China, is feeling a lot of pain also. And it's really more of an equation of how soon that pressure builds up in Tehran.
I mean, I think China's going to have to start buying oil from us. I think that's going to be necessary at this point. I just think that there's no other way around it. No other way around it, brother. At least, I don't see any alternative at this time, but we'll see.
Accelerated by taking away their leverage and their military threats to the Straits.
Meanwhile, Brent, President Trump called on more countries to sign on to the Abraham Accords. This happened yesterday in an effort to unite the Middle East region. He discussed it with leaders of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, and Jordan, as well as the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, both of which are already members. The New York Post editorial board with this headline, Trump's right. Beyond Iran deal, the Abraham Accords are key to lasting peace. Your thoughts on that, Brent?
No, absolutely. It's a very comprehensive approach. It's more than just security and acknowledgement of Israel's right to exist and diplomatic recognition, but also economic. And I think that's actually the path forward to future. And I think for many years, many of the Middle Eastern countries have kind of at least not explicitly acknowledged that. They certainly understand it and are welcoming it. It's hopeful that those that sign on to the accords will grow. It's interesting that President Trump even hinted at even Iran at some point could sign on to that, meaning it's not exclusionary.
Last thought here, Brent. Obviously, the time is ticking.
That's the thing, man. I don't think Iran would ever
of
really sign in. I don't think Iran would sign up for it, man. I don't think they will. All right. Let's see.
of whether or not this is weighing on the president's decisions. The midterm elections are nearing. Obviously, energy prices are up. He's acknowledged that this is short-term pain for long-term gain. But what do you see ultimately as the timeline here? What are we looking at?
Well, again, the seasonal summer prices will add a little bit more pressure, or maybe it'll be subsumed inside the already elevated prices. But, you know, as the energy market is already adjusting, it's not waiting for the peace treaty. Ships have come to the United States. New sources of petroleum are coming online. It's going to take longer to really completely.
Oh, hey, honey. But we're almost done reacting to this video here. Let's see.
Replace that oil that's coming through the Straits of Hormuz, but that's not the goal. But clearly, the global energy market is not going to be the same again, and I think that reality is also taking some of the pressure.
Well, I think ultimately oil prices are going to go down. I think a lot of markets are forward-looking, and not going to lie, there's always a lot of insider, let's just say insider information doesn't stay inside for very long once the inside information's leaked. So once the information's leaked, man, I think, I mean, there's a reason the markets are going up today and the oil markets are going down. Do we know what the reason is yet? No, because we're not privy. We're all just on the outside looking in. You know, we're on the outside looking in. We don't know much. I know I don't, but I can make an analysis based on what the market knows. Sometimes the market overreacts, and sometimes they'll think something's good when it really isn't. Sometimes they'll think something is bad when it really isn't. So, I mean, you know, the people who run the markets are just as human as you and I. Something to keep in mind. Let's keep going.
Pressure off. Yeah. And OPEC is also fracturing, with the UAE departing on the 1st of May.
Oh, and I will say we're going to end the stream here in just a little bit, but before we end the stream, make sure that you double tap the screen to like the stream first. And then if you guys want, feel free to send a gift or a super chat. We always appreciate it. I try not to beg too much, but I do want to say thank you for the gifts earlier, though. The gifts always help, and honestly, you guys are amazing. We almost got to 100 likes on this particular live stream, and that's pretty wild. So I appreciate that big time.
Hey, so we may see more supply coming to market from new sources, and I think that adjustment will also have a downward pressure on prices.
We'll certainly be watching for market reaction throughout the day as we do get more word and reporting from the Wall Street Journal on Operation Project Freedom and opening the Strait of Hormuz. Thank you so much, Brent. Good to see you.
No, it was a pretty decent video. I mean, my takeaway is, you know, markets are forward-looking. So, yeah, I think they see a light at the end of the tunnel. Great. Sounds good to me. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for chilling out, relaxing on this sexy occasion. Yeah. Been streaming for about almost 3 hours and 30 minutes. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, I think I could take a little bit of a break. I'll catch you guys later and have an incredible day. I'll see you guys probably later tonight.